live tonight inside the gaming stadium here in British Columbia, and things are heating up with 8 matches for you tonight. And how about this, a first for Nicole Matthews. She finally gets her shot against Daniel Makabe right here in Richmond. The Wisemen are back, ready to take on Elliot, Tyler, and Fergie. The Golden Boy, Travis Williams, will face Judas Icarus. The Voros twins getting ready to take on Illa Tribe. A fatal four-way sees the return of Alex Plexus, along with Ravenous Randy Myers, Jackie Lee, and special guest Veda Scott. Bishop will take on Sharif. Evan Rivers will take on Sebastian Wolf, and all of that before Artemis Spencer welcomes Speedball Mike Bailey to the Pacific Northwest. We are broadcasting tonight from Richmond, British Columbia. It is the gaming stadium, and we are here for NEW1. Look at these fans coming in. All in here. Tell that guy to turn his sign upside down and right side up. I'm Rob Fai alongside Jordan Bowman, Justin Morissette. We've got a dandy of a show for you tonight after 18 months. Wrestling is back in the Lower Mainland, thanks to a number of our sponsors tonight, including... Let's talk about the merchandise company that has helped us out. I want to say thanks to everybody at Logo Pro Sports for everything that they've done to make sure that everybody looks dapper, even Jordan Bowman, which is saying something, but we'll get to his commentary in a second. Also want to say a special shout out to the gaming stadium. This is the venue that if you have esports in your blood, you need to be here.
I'm joined right now with the Golden Boy. You've got a big matchup coming up tonight against Judas. How are you feeling about it?
How am I feeling? Great question. Well, it's no secret that me and Judas are on very similar paths. Parallel, some might say. We have gone against each other plenty of times, and I guarantee this will not be the last. But as far as how I'm feeling, I feel pretty confident. You know what? Ask me why I feel confident.
Why do you feel confident?
I feel confident because I know no matter what happens out there, I'm going to bring the best, because the Golden Boy always brings the best. And that's just it's pretty wise. So tonight, I'm going to prove that I'm going to the top, and I'm going to prove that I'm one of the true players in the Pacific Northwest.
Let's get to ring announcer Ryan Ventura.
Ladies and gentlemen, this match is scheduled for one fall and is the first scheduled match in NEW history. Please welcome to the ring first.
The music, you know who's coming to the ring right now, and I love this guy. You know what? Heels and faces, all things aside, when you look at technical wrestlers that can work a room, the Golden Boy, Travis Williams, 1/3 of the Wisemen can do no wrong, and he's ready to rock. He doesn't look like he's been off for 18 months.
One thing about Travis Williams you got to remember is that you cannot say that arrogance is not earned. And I think that's why people maybe dislike him the most, because he backs it up when it comes right down to it.
He knows exactly how good he is, and he's not going to hesitate from rubbing it in your face, whether you're in the ring with him or sitting ringside watching it all unfold.
As of this conversation, he is the 365 heavyweight champion, and he's taking on a guy tonight who he will wrestle on the island in just a couple of days' time in Judas Icarus. What does that mean to this match tonight? Could there be some stage setting, if you will, before the championship belt?
I think there may be. If you're Judas Icarus, you have to look at this as if it is the 365 heavyweight title match. If you come out of this with a win here tonight, you're feeling very good about your chances a few days from now. What more can you say?
And if you're Travis Williams, you come out of this with a loss. What does that do for your confidence level? Again, he is never short for confidence. We all know that. But a loss here tonight in the kickoff show for NEW1, what does that do to him mentally?
At the same time, if you're Judas Icarus, do you risk poking the bear and upsetting Travis Williams, getting another level out of Golden Boy on the island a few short days from now?
One thing that I have loved is the energy for this match, and you always want to make sure that when you start a card, you have a banger right at the front of it, and this is going to be exactly that. Two guys that are technically sound, super athletic, and with a lot of attitude as well.
From Comouse, BC, weighing in at 200 pounds, with championship reigns in the PWA, ECCW, and the VIPW. Here is the first wrestler to step into the ring. Judas Icarus!
Love it. The gaming stadium, Richmond tonight. If you're looking at the monitor, looking to the far right, yeah, that is number 3 road. We're just steps away from one of the busiest arteries in the entire Lower Mainland. SkyTrain, feet away. Perfect venue to show up, come and be a part of the action. But more than anything, the energy has gone past these windows. Many people stopping by tonight, looking in the windows, setting up. It almost feels, and you guys are too young to know what I'm talking about here, a modern-day electric circus where people on the outside looking in as well.
Oh, I'm not that young, Rob, unfortunately.
Neither am I. I remember EC. We all do.
Yeah. We need a couple cages in this room. Get people dancing.
It's a heck of a day to have your train delayed at Aberdeen Station.
Wouldn't it be nice? Well, this is the first of 8 matches tonight. Judas Icarus in the red and white taking on Travis the Golden Boy Williams, and NEW1 is underway.
Rob, we mentioned 2 Kings of Canada in that main event tonight. These are 2 names in the ring right now that we're going to be seeing main eventing shows like this right across the country in the future.
Locking in, Icarus in a battle of attrition right out of the gates against the Golden Boy, now up against the ropes. Josh Ruckstall, the referee for the first ever match. A well-known referee here in this region. Cheap shots right out of the gates. Icky caught him.
I don't think there's going to be a lot of clean breaks in this matchup, Rob.
Off the ropes, the Golden Boy. Ooh, straight up. Mano a mano. Match number 1 getting underway, and it's looking good.
A pair of shoulder blocks landed at the same time. There, Judas Icarus gets the takedown.
You can tell there's history. Quick takedown. Icarus into the leg lock. They split. And right back into a lockup.
These are 2 competitors who know each other's tendencies very, very well.
The thing that you like about these guys is neither of them will give an inch.
No, not at all. And yeah, it's almost as if they wrestled last yesterday. You're seeing the familiarity they both have with each other. This is amazing.
Well, I was going to say, for some rust, there's not much here. Both these guys are coming in mid-season form, as they say. Icarus, again, in the white and red trunks. The Golden Boy in the obvious gold.
You mentioned that there's an edge to Judas Icarus, but there's also a level of talent there that the crowd just wants to grab onto. There's people in this room who've been waiting years for the opportunity to cheer for this guy if he'd just stop being such a dastard, if you know what I'm saying.
Well, you know, the Golden Boy, just before he came out here, slapped to the chops. Icky's not going to like that one. Looks to the crowd and says, you know what? Oh, Golden Boy slippery, and now a boot to the face. Icarus going to go back in and takes an elbow. How many more times is he going to go back to the well?
Just shaking it right off every time. The resiliency of Judas Icarus.
Woo. Nasty. Knee to the spine.
Both these guys going full speed right out of the gate.
Exactly what you want from a card opener. Here comes a pin. Oh, a little 2. Tell you what, the referee looks the rustiest of the 3 in the ring. That could have been a 3 count, long 2.
They are hitting hard tonight, too. You can hear the smack of the mat from the SkyTrain, fellas.
The next station is pain. Golden Boy and Icarus, just 1 of 8 on the card tonight. Great stage center for what should be an unbelievable 2+ hours here tonight.
Icky looking like that chop stung his hand a little bit.
Something tells me he doesn't mind. He'll do it again.
Oh, yes.
Well, let's not forget, guys, Travis, just 1/3 of the Wisemen who are here in this building tonight.
Wisemen will be in action in that tag team matchup. I'm so looking forward to that later on tonight.
Exactly like I said, this crowd just wants to love this guy.
But you almost see a little bit of hesitation from Judas Icarus. He's not used to that level of encouragement, that level of support from these fans.
They finally love him, and they love him in Richmond tonight in front of a sold-out crowd. Sweep the leg. Stomp of the toe. That's going to be a tough walk home. Off the second rope. Elbow right into the solar plexus. Could we have a pin? No! Golden Boy kicking out of this one.
One thing you're going to factor in about Judas Icarus, you got to beware of a man who goes into a fight barefoot. We're not going to see a lot of barefoot wrestlers today, but he's definitely one of them. The added grip of his feet adds to the power of his strikes and his mobility.
There is a level of brutality to his offense.
Woo! Right to the noggin. Icarus is stunned, reeling up against the ropes. Golden Boy, who's taken it for the last couple of moments, trying to now take advantage of this situation. Look at the camera work. Great stuff here for NEW1. Our team is right on it, right out of the gates as well. Oh! DDT, does the Golden Boy have an upset here?
Just planted him right on his head.
There was a split second there. Judas Icarus did not know where he was. You're in Richmond, pal.
He still might not know. Look at him in the corner right now.
Look at that, he's banging that bare foot.
Shaking out the cobwebs right now, of which there may be plenty.
Golden Boy right into the turnbuckle. Zicky still trying to catch his breath, as is the Golden Boy.
A real dedicated mean streak from Travis Williams right out of the gate. He's got a lot of pent-up frustration not being able to do this for 18 months.
Icarus was trying to catch his breath in the corner. Williams guided him over to the other corner and stuck him right in the throat.
Boy, hands right around the esophagus. That's a tough place to breathe. Icarus now rolling back into the ring. Travis gonna work the crowd a little bit. Great start to NEW1 here tonight, boys. Let's see who reigns supreme. Who will win the first match in NEW history?
Travis Williams playing to the crowd. He cannot fight his nature. You got to stay on him.
Talking about Beef Boy becoming a beef man over the last 18 months. Travis Williams as well, a guy with boy in his name too. The Golden Boy looking a little bit more manly after that layoff as well.
I think he hit the gym. There's no doubt about it. Some of the best athletes in North America here tonight. Icarus trying to make his way back to his feet. He does so. Couple of elbows. Can he break the grip that the Golden Boys had on him? It was tighter a couple of moments ago, and now they finally loosen up. Elbow right to the chin. Icarus trying to find some offense. Off the ropes. Oh, the Golden Boy catches him. Rolls him over, hooks the leg. And another 2 count.
Talked about Icarus being at the end of his rope moments ago. It looked like the love and support of this crowd got him right back in it, but Travis Williams putting a stop to that as quick as he can.
I always say sometimes a wrestling match can be won in the corners, and the Golden Boy using every inch of this 18-foot ring to try and assert himself as the winner of the first ever match in NEW history. Oof, knee right to the back, and now the Golden Boy working that neck region again.
The thing about both of these talents that's so impressive is the versatility there. They can brawl, they can mat wrestle. We're seeing all of that on display.
You can feel the hush under the crowd right now as they're simply watching it. Sometimes, as much as you like to hear a match cheering, when you get a fan base that is just this engaged, you know you're hitting it out of the park as well. Icky right into the stomach, and now all of a sudden the Golden Boy with yet another answer.
He continues to work that throat.
Trying to put up a defense. Icarus can't stop these straight shots to the head from the Golden Boy, who's just emptying the tank on Judas Icarus.
Repeated blows to the upper chest and neck area. We talked about Icarus doing his best to catch his breath earlier. Williams zeroing in on that area, making it difficult for him time and again. And what do we have here? Shikaroshi, my goodness.
Travis Williams rolling right to the ropes.
That is a game changer and a momentum builder for Judas Icarus. Again, days away from vying for the 365 championship. That was a statement bone crusher. Icarus with a high chop in the corner. The Golden Boy, oh, nobody was expecting that.
Again, working that face area, a drop kick right to the chin.
He clearly doesn't want anybody prettier than him in NEW.
Full 360 from the Golden Boy. Icarus first to his feet one more time. The Golden Boy and Judas.
This crowd firmly behind Judas Icarus.
He has taken some significant blows. He knows he needs the crowd to have his back if he wants to get back in this thing.
The Golden Boy, who moments ago was all offense, now on the defense as Icky goes up to the second ropes. Sees the Golden Boy. Oh, chop as he does the 180. Now he's going to hook the leg and go for the pin.
And
just
what
missed.
a kick out from Travis Williams, taking 3 massive uppercuts, the third one coming right off the top rope. We were talking about Icarus not being able to catch his breath. Well, the tables have turned now.
If you were to ask me who was going to win this match at this very moment, I couldn't pick a winner. 2 great talents in the middle of the ring going back and forth.
It's 50-50 at this point, Rob. This is going to come down 100% to who wants it more. And there's that brawling I was talking about earlier. These guys can do it all, and these fans love it.
Quick chop, trying to get some momentum. Another one from the Golden Boy. Oh, a headbutt. But what a knee to the... Oh, boy, that one sent Icky right into the ropes. And again! Woo, what a devastating clothesline.
Vicious action here at the Gaming Stadium in Richmond.
Wonderful
Hammerlock
move, Icky.
lariat.
Hooked that leg, 2. He got him, Judas Icarus. The first winner in NEW history with a hard-fought battle over Travis Williams here tonight in Richmond.
Not just a historic win because he is the first victor in the history of this company, but you want to build momentum. No better way to do it in the very first show, to come out firing and get a win like this, establish yourself as a player in this company.
You know Travis Williams is going to be thinking about that hammerlock lariat all the way until their showdown, 45.
This is the beauty, is this is a big stage setter for 365, where the champion just got pinned right in the middle of the ring here in Richmond tonight. Good stuff, and that is just the first of an 8-match card. Moments away from the Illa Tribe getting ready to take on the Boros Twins.
You know what? We have more twin chemistry. We're twins. We're together 27 hours in a day, 350 days in a year. Wait, is that right? Wait, is that right? Is that right?
No, that's wrong. First of all, that's wrong. The math's wrong, and that's weird. How are you guys even together that much? How are you guys? Yeah, you guys are like one person split into 2. We're 2 real humans. Are you guys even human? Are they human?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure just off their TikTok videos.
To clarify, we are human, and we're also twins. And tonight we're going to prove to you guys that not only do we have a twin bond, we have the power of Da Vinci, and the Boros twins will be going up, and the Illa Tribe will Daloozy.
TikTok? Hey, is this a TikTok? Is this a TikTok? Hey, did you get us on TikTok? Hey, you can't do that. You can't do that. Hey, you can't do that. You can't do that. Hey, hold on. We should put on our phones. Hey, this is not TikTok. Not TikTok. Not TikTok.
Yo!
No. We got the last word. Illa Tribe. What's up?
I got the last word. It's the Illa Tribe and the Boros Twins.
Shantelle Chand, the 4th member of our broadcast team, getting ready backstage to welcome both the Illa Tribe and the Boros Twins. Let's go to ring announcer Ryan Ventura with the introductions.
This tag team match is scheduled for 1 fall. Coming to the ring first. From Manila, Philippines, at a combined weight of 400 pounds, a combination of power and precision, with Coco Black and Gorilla Show, this is the Indy Wrestling.
Speed and size, a tough combination to get past, but right now, the Filipino community in the house in the front row, ready to cheer on the Illa Tribe here tonight.
They've got speed, they've got power, they're not afraid to break a rule or 10 to get a W.
This is my first time laying eyes on this team, fellas, and the charisma just exuding from them. It's palpable. I can't wait to see what they've got in the ring.
Well, the best thing about it, if you love power, you get a little taste of that. And if you like speed, you got Coco Flash, the name self-explanatory. One of the newer teams in the Pacific Northwest, and they get a test by 2 guys who have that 6th sense in the Boros Twins, who will be introduced by Ryan Ventura just seconds from now.
The Mona Lisa.
Come back to Releasing. Weighing in at a combined 250 pounds, they are the former ECW Tag Team Champions and the only NEW wrestlers of more than 2,000 hours at the top. The events of the company called Yo! It's the Boros Twins!
internet sensations, the Voros twins. The only question is, can they translate those clicks and likes into a victory tonight?
They may not know how to pronounce Da Vinci, but believe me when I tell you, these two are absolute artists when it comes to tag team wrestling.
Yes, I was going to say we heard their viral clip at the start of their entrance music there. Not the brightest bulbs in the drawer, these two, but we'll see if they have a higher ring intelligence than they do.
Boy, you guys are a tough crowd on two guys that have become staples here in the Pacific Northwest. Let's not forget, as twins, they do have that innate ability to get things done and find wins. Just ask twins in this city, Henrik and Daniel, they knew how to find the way to the back of the net. Voros twins looking for a win tonight.
And I feel like fans will be seeing enough of them in NEW to be able to tell them apart in no time.
Patrick and Christian, for those who are wondering. I can't tell the difference from where we're sitting, but gentlemen, this should be a little bit of everything. And the one thing we say, Illa Tribe, they do have speed, but the full kit of tools, the Voros twins have that, and they're ready to rock. Those guys look like they've been spending their whole summer at Kids Beach.
They haven't seen a carb in 18 months.
I've been eating enough for the three of us. Illa Tribe ready to go, and they were saying it earlier, they wanted to make NEW1 their home. New on the scene, but yet ready to rock. The bell goes, we're ready to go. Colton G, the referee for match number 2 of 8.
What an opportunity to make a statement here in the tag team division at NEW with a big win at NEW1.
These wrestlers got here hours before. They were putting in the work. They wanted to make sure they were loose, limber, and ready to put on a show. This is a big deal for them as well.
I would imagine that a good number of the crowd in this building right now, just like me, are laying their eyes on the Illa Tribe for the very first time. A huge opportunity, not just to come away with a win, but to make an impression on this fan base and become fan favorites.
But do you think being under these bright lights in front of all these people will maybe phase the Illa Tribe a little bit?
A little bit. Potentially. I'm feeling it right here from the commentary table, honestly.
Because the Voros twins have performed on the grandest stages. We all know the views. We all know the hit counts. They're used to having all these eyes on them, but the Illa Tribe, not so much.
Well, we talk about real estate being tough to buy here. It looks like the shoes in the Lower Mainland also expensive to buy. Second straight match with a shoeless competitor. Gorilla Shug in the ring right now, taking a hard chop from the Voroses. That's Patrick in the ring as we speak. Off the ring. Quick chop misses the mark. Big swing and a miss.
Now, the thing about Shug wrestling shoeless is he dares opponents to target his feet. And to do that, they're going to have to look down. And if you look down with this competitor, you're going to find yourself looking up in no time.
Well, I'll tell you what, when they were putting the ring together, they were really testing out the top rope, and that's because both of these teams have no problem going up as much as they go left or right as well.
Shug with the kick out at 1. Plenty left in the tank for this fella.
That's a statement kick out if I've ever seen one.
Coco Flash, self-proclaimed fastest wrestler in the Pacific Northwest. Big over the top, but the Voros twins counter. Christian in the ring, missing again. Oh, leg drop right into the midsection. Take down of the leg. One problem here with all the support for Gorilla and Coco. Can they stay focused on the match at hand as he misses the mark right there? Spinaroonie. Sweep of the leg. Voros is coming down with it.
Big senton from Patrick or Chris Voros.
Their finishing move, the Da Vinci Code. Tag is made. In comes Christian. Goes up right over the ring. Oof,
big
stiff
forearm
shot.
smash.
Stiff shot right to the face.
Talked about the physique of the Voros twins earlier. Just how shredded these guys look after an 18-month layoff. But if you are Illa Tribe, you got to be hoping that focusing perhaps a little bit too much on their social media game and getting a little rusty in that ring.
Excellent point, Justin Morissette. Maybe they have been a little bit distracted with all those likes.
I can tell you as a guy that said that some hockey player in this season focused too much on his social media, it's not a good thing to say about a fan favorite. There's a kick out right there.
Well, the only TikTok that Illa Tribe has been focused on is the clock ticking down to their opportunity here in this ring. It's finally come here at New One. A nice DDT there.
Could we get our first pinfall? No, nothing there as the kick out from the Voroses. Gorilla's got a nasty streak to him.
A disrespect to that head slap a moment ago, targeting that very famous, very prominent hair of the Voros twins.
Coco Flash with a nice shot to the ribs. And One of the Voros twins returns the favor with a boot in the same spot.
I like him. For many who haven't seen Coco and Shug, this is a pretty good debut here tonight against the Voros twins, who in this region have 2 or 3 years under their belt already.
By far the experience edge goes to the Voros twins. Not just as far as time teaming together, but the scale in which they've teamed together. They've main evented.
At one point, they were ECCW Tag Team Champions here tonight, looking to simply get past Illa Tribe.
They have been mentored by several prominent names in the Pacific Northwest, some of whom we're going to see later on in this show. I'm sure they learned quite a lot from someone like Nicole Matthews, for example.
And this crowd behind the Voros, 100% clapping for them, trying to get them back into this match. They're in tough against the Illa Tribe right now.
I'm Rob Fai. That is Jordan Bowman, Justin Morissette. Proud to bring you NEW1 here tonight from the Game East Stadium in Richmond, British Columbia. Oof, the Voroses all of a sudden trying to distract Gorilla Shug, and that's what you do against a new tag team. Take them off their game. Cut that momentum right down the middle.
Yeah, right here, right here. Where you at now, smart guy?
Oh, Shug just taunting him.
Missed the mark there. Shug saw it coming. Telegraphed the movement. Oof.
Big German suplex.
A German, my goodness.
Took him right out of the ring.
This is classic tag team psychology. You're trying to keep them away from their home corner. No better way to do it than throw them all the way across the ring with a massive release German.
Can he get back to the corner and tag his brother? Patrick looking half a mile away over at Christian. All of a sudden, sunset flip. We got a pin, a 2, and another 2 count. But right away, Shug with a nasty clothesline. Big piece of business. Yeah, there is some stiff right out of the gates.
Big press slam from Shug. Very wise tag by Coco Flash there.
Ooh, I like this, a little aerial.
Incredible tag team offense.
Wonderful, wonderful stuff. Where's the ref? Finally gets to the count, and that's probably the reason we're still going. Colton G, the official, out of position. He's a little rusty as well.
Illa Tribe with a super splash double team move there. We thought that it was going to be the Voros twins who'd have the teamwork double team moves down pat given their history, but so far not the case. We'll see. Oh, not able to make the tag once again.
Back into the corner, Coco Flash, look at a Gorilla. Oh boy, just enough to get him. I think they both came out worse for wear there. Can he make the tray in?
This crowd's going to explode if he makes this tag. There it is.
In comes Patrick. He's ready to rock. Another clothesline. Will he get a third? No, goes for a nice kick right into the midsection. Shot to the face as well. Double slap.
The look on Patrick's face, he almost couldn't believe it worked.
Quick back up to the feet. I'll tell you, the athleticism in this match prominent. Patrick into the corner again. Couple of shots to the upper part of the body. Now just disposes of them. He's going to go over. And is he going to go up? He's going to try. Will Coco be there in time? No, Coco's wavering in the wind. Wonderful off the top rope maneuver. Boy, how did he kick out of that one?
Coco Flash getting the shoulders up after that senton. Very impressive. We talked about the speed and agility of Coco Flash earlier. Well, Patrick Voros, easily the freshest man in this match right now, and he's putting it on display.
Look at this, completely upside down. Double shot to the face. Comes down feeling worse than when he went up. Could it be? Da Vinci Code right in the middle of the ring. What is happening? 2. Oh, did he get to it just in time? Kicked out yet again. Shug got into the ring, but I don't know if he slipped in the bare feet. Couldn't get there and luckily kicked out.
Shug might be playing mind games, breaking that up in 1 or breaking that up before a count. That's one thing. Breaking it up when it's 2 and so close, that's a mental edge he's trying to get.
I love it. Good assessment from Jordan Bowman. Voros high as can be. Got to remember, Shug is 6'4", all the way to the bottom floor.
What
massive power bomb.
A power bomb.
Coco making his way back into the ring. Shug looking for a little assistance. Only question is what has Flash got left in the tank? Oh, look at this over the top. Do we have a pin? No, he got off of him. Whew. Boy, a little miscommunication. Coco
could have had the 3 count there if they remembered which man was legal. A rookie mistake, as we're talking about a young team taking on, it's tough to call the Voros twins veterans at this stage in their careers, but in this scene, they certainly are.
I think it's only because we've watched them grow up in the Pacific Northwest. Onto the floor we go. We got a fight going on in the ring. We got 2 combatants out on the floor. All hell breaking loose here in match number 2 for NEW1.
It was only a matter of time before Coco Flash took to the sky, and we just saw it right there.
Shug. Again, the power prominent, the strongest of the 4 by far. The Voros is working hard. Shug goes, and I think he might have caught Coco, who now goes right down to the bottom turnbuckle.
Inadvertent forearm to the face of his own teammate.
Voros is going to try to take advantage. Double neck cracker. Now all of a sudden, do the Voroses have this opportunity? Are they going to go up again? You got it. Christian's going to go right up to the top turnbuckle. Can he stand up? He does. All the way up, and he drops on top of him. Should be down. Here's 2. We got him. Voros twins pull this one out. And you got to go up to come down. Wonderful effort here tonight. Second match of the Voros twins victorious here in Richmond.
They were given a great challenge by the Illa Tribe, though. That is not the last time we are going to see those 2 making an impact in NEW.
It looked like Illa Tribe, after losing their footing in this match a little bit, did take control again in the late stages, had a chance perhaps to seal the deal, but the Voros twins showing that veteran resiliency, getting back on the same page of that Da Vinci Code.
First time we've ever seen brothers taking on brothers as well. One of them twins, one of them looking a little bit different, but all right back to the social media. I'm sure we'll see that on TikTok in a couple of minutes.
Ladies and gentlemen, this next match is scheduled for 1 fall. Please welcome to the ring.
Ryan Ventura has also done work in the UFC, one of the most impressive rising talents. And here's another talent that's going to be rising, one Evan Rivers, who says Chris Jericho is amongst his inspirations. And here tonight, gets a main stage on NEW1.
From California, weighing in 220 pounds, Detroit by space and time. Here he is, the Northern Star, Evan
LP. Also, by the way, El Phantasmo is in the Lower Mainland this weekend. Some big names hanging around this industry. I don't know if we'll see him here tonight, but we'll definitely see him at NEW before long. But let me ask you this, Justin. You've got 2 guys that are relative newcomers. I know you've put eyes on Sebastian Wolf, but what does it mean when you're a new guy to all of a sudden be able to stretch the legs in a venue like this?
Well, we've talked about the crowd just being excited to be here after 18 months away from being able to enjoy professional wrestling of the independent variety, really of the live variety at all here in the Lower Mainland. When you have a crowd like this that is just so excited for anything that you put in front of them, I cannot think of a better atmosphere to make your debut in this scene if you are a talent like Evan Rivers than before a crowd that is going to eat up whatever you give them.
There is bad guy, and then there is nasty guy. And Sebastian Wolf is one of the few wrestlers that truly, when he walks out from the back, makes you a little bit nervous.
This man has one of the most ominous themes in all of NEW. These beats lead to beatings. Every single match he's in, it is definitely a state of emergency here at the Gaming Stadium in Richmond.
He's got a look on his face at all times like he's out for trouble. Fellas, if I saw him walking towards me on Granville Street, I would cross the road to make sure I was on the opposite side.
Oh, look at this. Little bad blood right out of the gates early on.
Maybe he didn't miss the fans that much.
You know what I love about it? That's what you get when you get the front row tickets. Anything is possible. I love it. One half, the other half of State of Emergency, Miles DeVille currently training down in Mexico. When they are together, they are such an interesting tag team. But here we get to see the brute force of State of Emergency, ready to take on Evan Rivers and Sebastian Wolf.
That is a bad man right there. Rivers not taking his eyes off him for a second. Now, Evan Rivers coming off a big win earlier this afternoon versus Fergie. A surprise to a lot of people, but this guy is a star on the rise in the Pacific Northwest.
So for those who are hearing that reference, we did have a mild pre-card a little bit earlier today to get a couple of wrestlers in, a little bit of work just to make sure that they were ready for the big show tonight. As the sun begins to set here in Richmond, you can see the traffic on number 3 road just beyond the windows. The SkyTrain will pass by every 45 seconds to a minute, but more than anything, 2 combatants ready to make a name for themselves here. The bell rings and we're underway. Evan Rivers in the blue and white, Sebastian Wolf in the pink, black, and white.
You mentioned the SkyTrain, Rob, and the transit going by. We're not too far from the airport here either, and we're looking at 2 young talents whose careers are ready to take flight.
One thing with Evan Rivers you got to watch out for, he is dangerous with those kicks. The term educated feet gets thrown around a lot in pro wrestling. His feet are pre-med at Harvard.
Well, I saw these guys in a training session about a week ago. I was amazed for their size and strength, that they had the agility that they had, so that could play a factor as well. But again, the mean streak of Sebastian Wolf cannot be understated.
Collar and elbow tie-up. 2 men fighting to see which one is going to take the upper hand first. Rolling around the ropes. They're going to hit the whole ring here.
It 3 corners so far. Will they go for it?
I think when you, slap to the face.
Unsurprisingly, dirty break from Sebastian Wolf. He's going for that psychological edge early and looks like he may have it.
Evan Rivers a little surprised that he took a good old-fashioned slap right to the face. Wolf, as Rivers looks to the official for a little bit of assistance, Colton G wasn't looking. Meanwhile, Wolf works the room.
We talked about the ring gear of Evan Rivers and that light-up vest giving away his influences as he made his way to the ring. Sebastian Wolf takes off his T-shirt. Hard not to see who that ring gear is recalling, perhaps.
I would imagine so.
Sebastian Wolf taking his time. He's got a long count to get back in the ring.
Rivers wants to get down to business. Wolf taking his sweet time. Fresh fade around the side.
Guy like Wolf, you know he's going to wrestle matches on his terms and his terms only.
The singlet looking very much like an allusion to Bret the Hitman Hart. In fact, we have members of the Hart family right here in this very room this evening.
They walked in and everybody stopped, and it was almost like royalty walked into the room. Wolf, there's that agility we spoke of. Wolf, chop right to the chin.
The feet, you got to watch out for the feet.
Quick turnabout is fair play. Missed. Missed again. Rivers goes up. Drop kicks good. Wolf comes back into the ring on his terms. Evan Rivers was patiently waiting and said, enough is enough. Let's get down to business.
You would have thought there'd be a little bit more intensity from Evan Rivers there, having to wait while Sebastian Wolf was on the outside of the ring, gets a big drop kick, and then off to the corner.
Rivers perhaps playing a little bit too much to the crowd before getting that offense in.
Nice takedowns from Rivers. Sizing up Wolf. Lock up in the middle of the ring.
Went for that arm drag one too many times, Rob.
Wolf grabbing him by the hair.
Little hook of the leg. 2 count, and Wolf get away from that one. Sebastian Wolf back to his feet. Thrown into the corner. One thing here, Rivers has got to go faster. You can't give Sebastian Wolf this kind of time to get his breath again. Splash inside, a little bit of an elbow as well. Will he go back to the well again? Up, and this time he misses. Telegraphed it a little too much. Both these men, aches and pains. Shot to the face. Wolf again finds his way out, and that draws the boos of the crowd. They want him back in the ring again.
Sebastian Wolf taking every opportunity to get to that outside of the ring and stay there as long as he can. And it's not like he has too many shots to shake off at this point in the match.
Then we saw Rivers wait for him to come in before.
Was he going to go out? He was, but Sebastian saw him coming. Rivers goes over the top and splashes down on him.
It was only a matter of time before Evan Rivers went out there to get Sebastian Wolf.
Had to do it. Migraine number 3, a couple Tylenol 3s in the forecast for one Sebastian Wolf.
Now, does that change the strategy for Sebastian Wolf, knowing now that Evan Rivers will come get him if he goes to the outside again?
I would say yes. But that's what Rivers has to do. He has to stay on top of Wolf. You can't give him a chance to catch his breath. He's too skilled.
At the same time, you have to be mindful of the fact that your opponent might be luring you out for a count-out situation. He could do some damage while he brings you outside. Sebastian Wolf rolls right back in. Maybe he wins that way, perhaps.
He'll take a win by any means necessary. Doesn't just have to be a beating.
Interesting theory. I like it. The lure in the water. Will Evan Rivers take the bait? Into the corner. Ooh, Wolf caught him again. Throws him up. Oof, nasty piece of business.
Big spine buster from the corner by Sebastian Wolf.
And
almost a 3.
Art of Evan Rivers to stay in this match after a shot like that you know just explodes all the air out of your lungs. And he is feeling it right now. You hear the cry of pain from the ring.
So impressed with the athleticism after an 18-month hiatus. These wrestlers knew that this show was waiting for them, and they have answered the bell.
Sebastian Wolf staying on top of him. This guy's got it all. Size, strength, speed, and most importantly, a killer instinct and a complete lack of empathy for his opponents. Look at that choke on the middle rope. Vicious.
I can see why Christopher Cassidy was intrigued by Sebastian Wolf.
Ironically, fellas, it was a global state of emergency that prevented us from getting a better look at state of emergency. But Sebastian Wolf here tonight, not putting on a show for these fans. He doesn't care who paid money to be here.
Rivers had all the time he needed to catch his breath, and now goes on the offensive. Wolf, a couple of stiff knees right into the midsection, and now hammers on the back of Rivers. Taking it outside once again. Fans got a front row seat, and boy, they could probably smell and feel and taste the perspiration of one Evan Rivers. He's right in their lap.
Sebastian Wolf taking his time to engage with the crowd, let him know exactly what he thinks about him. And the crowd's letting him know right back.
Oh, just insult to injury.
It's the tables that have turned now as Rivers is the man on the outside having a hard time getting back in. The difference is he's actually in pain. Sebastian Wolf was just going out there for the fun of it.
Oof, a kick to a place where, let's just say you don't want to be swimming in those rivers. That takes a while to catch your breath.
Hit him in the river rocks.
And in Richmond, that is a fine joke, young sir.
Thank you very much.
You could see that play a part for the rest of this match. That is not something you just shake off.
You're nuts for saying that. Wolf, ooh, getting a little technical. You're just going to try and stretch out a young Evan Rivers. Stretching him out as far as the body will allow. Will he get the submission?
Couldn't get the 3 count earlier. We'll see if he can come away with the submission instead.
And possibly with that low blow, a tainted victory.
As Rivers attempts to fire up the crowd right now.
And they're behind him 100%.
To give him that extra energy to break free of this hold, and that's exactly what he's done.
Flip. Oh,
nearly landed on his feet.
I was going to say, he almost landed right on his feet. I told you these guys are athletic. There's an agility factor in this match as well.
Oof, what a spear from Sebastian Wolf to counter what looked like it might have been an incoming V-trigger.
Evan Rivers is going to get back in this match. He's got to start using those feet.
Wolf has put an unbelievable amount of pressure on Evan Rivers throughout this match, but he's also technically played it well. Stepped out when he needed to, came in and provided an ample amount of punishment as well.
A lot of jaw-jacking going on for these two.
That's tough. And Rivers right back out to where we found him a couple of moments ago on the phone. Still looking for answers. Calling, collect. Is anybody going to answer?
Let's see what Sebastian Wolf does here. He's got him on the ropes. He's got to go complete this beatdown. Oh, here he goes.
Rivers doesn't even see him coming. Right around the corner and takes a couple of stiff elbows as well.
And that's that killer instinct I was talking about this late in the match. Sebastian Wolf is not going to stay in the ring and let him catch his breath. No way, no how.
Rivers, close-fisted punches now. Right into the crowd. Now they're going deep into the gaming stadium.
There's a brawl going on in
right
Richmond
here
tonight.
by the broadcast, but they're going outside.
They're on the streets. This has turned into a street fight. It's pandemonium
Where
at the
are
gaming
they?
stadium.
They're outside the gaming stadium. They're on the other side of the glass.
They'll take us all the way to the night market, Rob.
Oh, shot right on the front lawn. The referee's out there as well.
The crowd is on their feet.
I'm told there's some kind of esports tournament going on in this building tonight as well. If we're not careful, that
game over for Evan Rivers.
This match might wind up in the actual gaming stadium.
Did not find myself wondering today if that glass is shatterproof, but here we are.
Imagine driving on number 3 road in Richmond right now and seeing this just steps away from your car. Shot to the head.
We can hear them behind our broadcast position outside banging on the walls. This is incredible. Yes! The crowd's loving it.
Well, they come back in. There they are. Still trading blows.
Credit where it's due to that referee. It was a bona fide street fight outside. He got them back in the building, and they're about to be back in the ring. Great officiating.
He wanted a smoke break anyway.
You know that there's at least one driver on number 3 road who just made a hands-free call to 911 to report an assault happening right here at the gaming stadium.
I'd love to hear that report. 2 guys in trunks with boots. Stiff shots going back and forth. These 2 youngsters are putting on a show tonight in Richmond.
A knee to the gut from Evan Rivers as he takes his time to get fired up.
Ramping up for a big clothesline. There it is.
Clothesline. He's going to try it again. Oof, this time Wolf saw it coming. Both of these guys have to be fatigued. What a match they're putting on here tonight.
Double underhook from Wolf. Double underhook. Powerbomb. Wow.
And what a kick out from Rivers.
I can't believe it.
After taking the fight outside, coming back to the ring, taking that double underhook, sit-down powerbomb. I thought that was it.
Rivers has shown the heart of a lion tonight. His face mushed into the glass from outside of this arena. He's taken blow after blow and is still putting on a fight here tonight.
And this is it right now. This is the turning point of the match. Whoever gets the advantage here, that could be all she wrote.
Went for the big kick, missed. Ooh.
Oh, we talked about a low
That
blow
gonna howl.
from Sebastian Wolf on Evan Rivers earlier in this match.
Hoisted by his own petard, Justin.
Indeed, this could be costly. You talked about any wrong move being a game breaker at this stage, Jordan. That could be exactly what we just saw.
The knee obviously not feeling good right now for Sebastian Wolf, who has also put in a yeoman's-like effort here tonight at the gaming stadium. Rivers now going straight shots right underneath the armpit.
Kicks direct to the lungs. It's been a story throughout the night. Guys doing their best to make sure their opponents have trouble breathing.
What a step-over submission by Evan Rivers.
How do you possibly get out of this? Reaching desperately for the bottom rope. Inching ever so slightly, and he gets it.
Rivers wasn't able to wrench back on that arm. If he had, that would have been over in seconds.
Just needed to lean back and couldn't get it done, so Wolf gets the reprieve that he needs. Sebastian Wolf, Evan Rivers in an epic battle here tonight. Any W1 living up to all of the hype. We've still got 5 more matches after this one. Wolf, how are these guys even standing at this point? Rivers with a chop to the back of the head. That's got to be the end of the match.
Wolf is out on his feet.
They are running on pure adrenaline at this stage, fellas. I would be surprised if either man is able to remember how this match ends after it's done.
Wolf goes up. Oh, drops him. That has to be the end of it. All he's got to do is pin him.
Elevated flatliner from Wolf. That could be it. And it is.
Somebody get the smelling salts. Evan Rivers is out. And
Sebastian.
Whoa. What a match. I tip my cap to both of those combatants in the ring tonight. What a show.
If you are a competitor like both of these men are, fellas, you never want to hear about an emotional victory or a moral victory. You want the straight up win. I understand that. However, if you're Evan Rivers, you have to feel good about the show that you put on here tonight. What an impression he's made on this crowd.
Absolutely. This crowd is not happy that Sebastian Wolf came out of this with a win.
One of the things that I am most impressed with is it lived up to the hype. We heard about the agility. We heard about the size. We heard about the just street heat that they have for each other. And every inch of that ring got used, and every inch of this building got used as well.
This is not over between these two, not by a long shot.
You talked about getting an eye on them in training earlier this week, Rob. You wonder if bad blood from a match like this spills over into training sessions.
The Northern Star getting some support from the crowd after a tough loss.
I think even though these guys are still trying to establish themselves in this region, they made a big step in their careers here tonight, the both of them.
And the dislike between these two parties is just getting started.
Please welcome to the ring.
Man, do we have a matchup for you. Veda Scott has made her way from the East Coast. She's going to make her way into the NEW1 ring. And I don't know if you've ever seen Veda Scott before, but there's a little bit of an attitude that comes with her.
Definitely seen her wrestle before. I've heard her a lot too. Really, really great commentator, Veda Scott.
We may have the opportunity to get Veda Scott on depending on how this match goes, but she has had a curveball thrown at her at the last minute. I don't think she knows who her opponent is tonight. Veda gonna make her way into the ring, or is she just gonna argue with some fans?
You said that? I commend your honesty, honestly, I have to say. Most people would not have owned up to that. No, hold on. Do you know who my opponent is? Because I don't have one.
She genuinely
today.
doesn't know
Right,
who her
right?
opponent
I don't
is
have
tonight.
one right
It's a
now
night of
because
surprises, Rob.
What they tell me this is card subject to change, right? I know some of you were here earlier today for the afternoon show. Some of you, well, let me fill you in if you weren't here. I main evented that show against one of the absolutely best professional wrestlers in the world, Nicole Matthews. I main evented that show. Did I beat Nicole Matthews? That is a detail. That is a small detail. No. I am not a details person. No. Veda Scott is a big picture person. And then when it comes to the big picture of NEW, you're stuck with me, whether you like it or not. So if you thought that I was not going to have a match on this show, this is now a Veda Scott Open Challenge.
Wow, Veda Scott has just looked at the entire NEW roster and said she'll take on anyone.
We know that locker room is full of people wanting to step up in this atmosphere, in this environment, and rise to this challenge with a talent like Veda Scott.
Well, it didn't take long for somebody to answer the bell. I recognize that music. Jackie Lee!
Oh my goodness. Veda Scott says she's a big picture person. She's got a big challenge with Jackie Lee from Reloaded.
Whoa! She might have just bitten off a little more than she can chew because Jackie Lee is one of the best acrobats in North America.
We know him predominantly from the tag scene in Vancouver, but a formidable singles opponent as well. He's got speed, he's got agility, he's got power off that top rope, he's got it all.
This is interesting. We will see Jackie Lee's partner, Sharif Morrow, in action against Bishop later on. You got to know that Jackie Lee was sitting back there waiting for an opportunity to make an impact as well, and here it is with the Veda Scott Open Challenge.
But one thing I will say, guys, is she puts out the challenge, and you couldn't have counted a 3 before the music hit. He wanted to get to the ring, and he gets his shot against one of the most noted wrestlers on the indie scene in Veda Scott.
Did he just cement himself as the quickest wrestler in NEW with the speed in which he got out here and answered that challenge?
He pushed people out of the way at catering, I tell you that much.
There was a leapfrog or two that happened as well.
Somebody's head went straight into the Greek potatoes as Jackie Lee rushed down to the ring to take up this challenge.
Well, you know what's interesting is they are very similar in stature. Both of them just 5'4".
She is a cunning veteran, though.
This is going to be a really interesting match. Guys, we knew the entire card well before the night started. This is the virtual unknown.
You never know what you're going to get when you go to an NW show, but you will know you're going to have a great time. Listen to this crowd.
Card, of course, subject to change. This was originally going to be a fatal four-way match that involved the return of Alex Plexus, who we mentioned earlier in the show. A very familiar name to longtime wrestling fans in the Vancouver scene. He's been gone for a little while. We have to wait a little longer to see him return to the ring here in Vancouver, but a very enticing name on the NEW roster.
I was there in 2015 when Alex Plexus won the Pacific Cup. I cannot wait to see him back in action.
And he will be back in action. He has just moved to the October 9th card, but look at this one. Veda Scott, an open challenge to the entire NEW roster, and it is Jackie Lee who accepts the challenge. Now the question is, will he accept the challenge in the ring?
Veda displaying a little bit of arrogance in the early going here. You saw it in the way she talked down to the crowd before the match, and she's giving it to Jackie in the early going as well.
Veda Scott making her pro debut in 2011, celebrating 10 years in the wrestling business. We'll see if that experience comes into play against the young upstart, Jackie Lee.
Well, Jackie Lee saying that he's not in for a short match. He's ready to go, being challenged by Veda Scott. That's also a bad idea.
I mentioned Veda as a commentator earlier. Fans of All Elite Wrestling will be familiar. She was on the commentary team for the Deadly Draw, the women's tag team tournament in All Elite Wrestling.
As a commentator, she showcases the mind that she has, the insight that she has into professional wrestling, and you're going to see that backed up in the ring right here.
She's being bamboozled at the moment by the speed of Jackie Lee.
I told you, Jackie moves quick.
That back locker room is full of people that were just bamboozled by the speed of Jackie Lee.
Veda Scott from Providence, Rhode Island, via Montreal, Quebec, here tonight in Richmond, British Columbia.
If this was a cartoon, she'd have had the little birds floating around her head. The speed that Jackie ran circles around her. Some viciousness now from Scott, laying in boots to the ribs.
Oh, my goodness gracious. There's no other way to describe that other than holy smokes, right across the solar plexus.
They could hear that all the way back in Montreal.
With a little cheese and gravy. Jackie Lee, Veda Scott back into the ring now. Veda on the offensive. Lee still wilted from that chop that he took.
Veda Scott positioning him for an axe kick there.
Heel directly to the spine, it looked like. Veda now wrenching those fingers, and you can see on the face of Jackie exactly how much pain that's inflicting.
Lee with a kick right into the midsection. Veda Scott with a knee right back to the stomach area again. Jackie trying to get on the offensive. Veda's got an answer for everything that Jackie Lee's brought to the table so far.
It's that veteran mindset. She's been in the trenches before. She knows what to expect.
She knew she was not going to get the pinfall with that 1 foot cover. She's just trying to insult this man here.
Can Veda Scott, in her British Columbia debut, walk out with a victory here tonight? Annie W1 underway. Big kick to the back. Now a clothesline. Full 180, and now Jackie Lee trying to use the proverbial shake the cobwebs out.
Jackie Lee's got to be careful here. You can't make that many mistakes in the ring against Veda Scott. She will make you pay.
Jackie might be a little bit off his game. He didn't bring his keyblade out to the ring with him.
You can't make that many mistakes out of the ring either.
The keyblade is a big part of the gimmick.
It's the source of all of his powers, Rob.
Well, maybe that means Sharif will bring both of them out later on when he takes on Bishop.
Oh, he's going to need them.
Oh, yes, he did. We saw Bishop earlier taking on Parm Singh, and it was a very lopsided affair.
It was a physical devastation, Rob. It's okay to say it.
All right, it was a shit kicking, for lack of a better phrase. Veda Scott, knee right into the... Boy, she might be down. She went right into that solid post, and now Jackie Lee's going to try to take advantage of it.
A surprising mean streak from Jackie Lee here.
Ankle directly into the ring post, but perhaps Veda suckering him in now. Locking in the label lock on the floor.
There has been a battle for control in this match ever since it got out of the ring.
Lee back into the ring. Veda Scott chasing him in there.
Just stalking him into the ring.
Jackie Lee, a very popular man with this crowd, has to draw on the love of this audience now to get back into this match.
Veda Scott with a big snap suplex there on Jackie Lee. Dusts her hands off, plays to the crowd. Jackie Lee's in deep trouble.
I'm impressed, guys. I haven't seen a lot of Veda Scott lately, but she has an arsenal that is pretty formidable.
You can just tell the disdain she has for her opponents, too. The viciousness.
Another snap suplex. Just the spine of Jackie Lee really feeling it every single time he gets dropped by Veda Scott.
Front face lock on Jackie Lee now. Veda Scott looks like she may be setting up for a DDT. Another suplex. Perhaps she's going for another suplex, guys.
Wait a second. Jackie's going to try to block it. Oh, Jackie Lee gets Veda up and over.
Into the well one too often, Rob.
What a reversal from Jackie Lee, and that might be just the opening he needs to get right back in this thing. A clothesline, a drop kick.
And he is feeding off the momentum from this crowd. They love him.
Jackie a little slow. But I think that just made him even more angry. And now he catches Veda Scott. Flips it around. Leg back breaker. Now takes her down to the mat.
Shades of Ted DiBiase Jr. This crowd firmly behind Jackie Lee. Bounces off the middle rope. Big splash on Veda Scott. Only gets a 2 count.
You can see Scott just absolutely gassed right now, gasping for air. And Jackie Lee knows he has an opportunity here to keep going. He's going to do just that, a bulldog into the turnbuckle.
When he lands that middle rope splash, he can feel and hear all the air coming out of his opponent.
Up again, but this time he gets caught. I'll tell you this, when you ask for anybody, you never know what you're going to get, and I think Veda Scott's realizing she may have bitten off more than she can chew tonight.
Sizing up Jackie Lee in disbelief here. Veda Scott can't believe this young kid's hanging with her for as long as he is. Backstabber from Jackie Lee. Following up with a Meteora. Close 2 count on Veda Scott.
And
wow.
You can see on the face of Jackie, he thought he had Veda. He can't believe this thing's not over.
He's got to be frustrated, Justin.
But this crowd now firmly in the corner of Jackie Lee. They were from the start, but they're really feeling him now.
Lee not known for his brute strength, try to get Veda Scott up. And now Scott back on the offensive, and that goes right to the back of the head. Does she have the pinfall?
He could be out.
Gets the shoulder up.
Jack, looking for a crossface here.
If she gets it, there's no way he gets out of this. There's no way. But he finds the rope.
savvy veteran move.
Yes.
She was using that entire 5 count to take out that arm.
Referee doing his best to keep this under control.
All he can do is count to 5.
That's what they tell you to do in ref school.
There's a school for refs?
It's a short program.
Jackie Lee goes all the way up to the top and misses the mark.
He was going for that top rope Meteora. He's used it to finish a lot of matches. Big spear from Veda Scott.
What a cutter from Scott. We
That
thought
has to be it. That has to be it.
Jackie might be out on his feet earlier. Let's see if he's got anything left in the tank now. What a kick out! Jackie Lee is still kicking.
Veda Scott transitioning into the crossface though.
She's been looking for this move the entire match and finally has it locked in right in the middle of the ring, but oh, the shoulders were down briefly.
Brilliant move. The best reversal out of any submission is to try and turn it into a pinfall.
Wait a second, Veda got the 3 count. The crowd is stunned,
The winner of this
and
match,
Veda Scott has walked into Richmond and stolen a victory from Jackie Lee.
Well, the frustration is palpable on Jackie Lee. Somebody we're used to seeing out here smiling, loving it with the crowd. He is not happy about what just happened.
Wow, Veda Scott has made an impression here tonight.
And a shrug emoji, and then there she goes.
Good on Jackie Lee for taking this match on short notice, but Veda Scott, welcome to British Columbia, walking out with a cool victory in her pocket tonight. What a match. Now guys, you want to talk about a big match. Think of what is on the other side of the horizon. This is a match that people have been talking about for weeks. As soon as they booked it, Daniel Makabe and Nicole Matthews, this is one for the ages.
NEW fans, I've got Nicole Matthews with me right now. Nicole, big matchup, Daniel Makabe. Tell me, are you feeling a bit nervous?
Well, I'm excited, but why would I be nervous?
Well, you know, Daniel's kind of legendary. He's very accomplished.
Nicole Matthews is very accomplished, too. If there's anybody around here who matches the Wrestling Genius's resume or exceeds it, it's Nicole Matthews. But this is a match that everyone's looking forward to, myself included. And why wouldn't they? You know, me and Makabe, we have a lot in common. We both have been wrestling, not to age us, but for over 15 years. We're both what I like to call grapple nerds. Like, there's no one around here who watches, studies, and thinks about professional wrestling more than me and the Wrestling Genius. But something I don't have is a clever nickname that brags about my wrestling IQ. But what I do have is an inferiority complex about a mile wide. And for him to call himself the Wrestling Genius implies he thinks he's better than me. Shantelle, do you think he's better than me? You don't need to answer that. Because you think that, clearly. But so do all the wrestlers in the back. And so do all the fans who are watching tonight. And so, hell, the whole internet wrestling community thinks he's the best and he's better than me. And I take that personally. So Daniel Makabe, Mr. Wrestling Genius, if I have to beat you at your own game to prove I am the best professional wrestler in the Pacific Northwest, in Canada, in the world, I look forward to the challenge.
Wow, Nicole Matthews saying it like it is. The best in Canada. Good luck tonight.
Thank you, but I won't need it.
Nicole Matthews, confident. Doesn't need the lead.
Well, there it is. Nicole Matthews has said whatever you got. Daniel Makabe, she is ready to go as well. Here is Ryan Ventura.
It is impossible not to see that match graphic and get excited for what we're about to see.
I'm telling you, this had the internet buzzing. Both of these wrestlers have a tremendous social media following, so this got the internet buzzing early.
From New Westminster, British Columbia, his talents are some of the most sought out in the Pacific Northwest. He is the Wrestling Genius, Daniel Makabe.
It's exactly what to target and when to target it.
And as we heard from Nicole Matthews moments ago, he may be the wrestling genius, but he will learn to fear the mind of Matthews.
Makabe with that ominous entrance music. There's not much to it. It reminds me of a young Mike Tyson coming to the ring when he was in his prime. Makabe has an arsenal second to none. But you know who's up for a good challenge, boys? Nicole Matthews has wrestled almost everybody in North America, but this is her first ever match against Daniel Makabe.
Nicole Matthews is a franchise player in NEW, an absolutely foundational building block. You cannot build a company without a 15-year veteran. She's won titles pretty much anywhere she's ever been. Shimmer, ECCW, VIPW, ASW. She's a proven winner.
They don't call her the Shimmer Taker for nothing, Bowman.
Absolutely not.
A leader in the locker room, no matter what locker room it happens to be. We got a new one right here in NEW. I guarantee she is already a locker room leader right here.
Boy, I don't know where to go with this one, boys. Like, usually I can tell who's going to get over in this one. This is as even Steven as I think we've got all night.
Will we ever see more polar opposite entrance music than the high-octane entrance of Nicole Matthews and Daniel Makabe's slow, cerebral tunes?
Daniel Makabe, a big soccer fan, though he might prefer I call it footy, I'm not sure. I have on many occasions referred to him as the greatest Vancouver athlete to ever don a Whitecaps kit. He is sporting Chelsea FC this evening, however.
Makabe and Matthews. So enjoyable to think about, and now we get to see it live.
We thought this would be a technical battle. It looked a little bit more like a slap fight between siblings for a moment there.
They're just feeling each other out. This is going to get vicious in no time.
Headlock from Nicole Matthews.
Arm wringer. Nice single leg takedown from Makabe, and right to the ankle. He's going for that physical edge early.
Ankle.
But look at the technique. Nicole Matthews out of it in a hurry.
This is an early battle of IQs, gentlemen.
Well, I think Nicole Matthews, she mentioned in the pre-video that she's got a bit of an inferiority complex, so she might want to show Makabe that she's got the IQ as well.
This is a technical side from Matthews I'm not used to seeing, fellas.
But you know she wants to come in here to the gaming stadium and beat Daniel Makabe, the self-professed wrestling genius, at his own game.
Absolutely, but will it be game over Matthews once Makabe gets his kicks in?
She's got the front face lock, takes him down to the mat.
Gents, this technical type match, does it work for Nicole Matthews or against her?
I think it works for Nicole Matthews because Daniel Makabe can't be expecting her to come out with this sort of chain wrestling right out of the gate.
At the same time, Makabe going to be looking to work the limbs of Matthews throughout this match. Break her down piece by piece, bit by bit. That's his style. It might feed directly into what Daniel wants to do here tonight.
And if you love technical wrestling, the first 120 seconds of this match have been Christmas morning. Both these amazing, accomplished wrestlers doing their thing.
But let me tell you something, Rob Fai. It only stays technical for a little bit. At some point, someone's going to strike the other person in the face, and this thing's going to go right off the rails.
Look at the eyes of Matthews, though. This is a first-time ever matchup between these two competitors. She might be a little bit surprised by the fight in the dog across from her.
And you can tell the silence of the room, everybody watching every move of this match. So different from the first 3 or 4 that we've seen here tonight, but this is awesome to watch. So many little intricate moves.
Northern Light suplex. Now Nicole Matthews targeting the leg.
Wrenching that ankle just like Makabe did earlier.
You got to believe there's anybody who knows how to get out of those leg grapevines, it's got to be Daniel Makabe.
Trying to figure each other out. Boy, I think this first couple of minutes, the feel-out period, great to see both. So much experience in the ring as well.
We got a good look at the eyes of Nicole Matthews earlier. Now it's the eyes of Daniel Makabe, who is a bit surprised at what he's encountering in this ring.
And the crowd here at the gaming stadium loving this chess match so far.
Not sure I'm a fan of the Chelsea jersey, but we'll save that for a rainy day.
I'd prefer an AFC Richmond jersey myself.
And they're all sold out, apparently.
Makabe with the go behind. Leaps over.
I was talking to Daniel earlier in the afternoon. He said Chelsea picked up the win this morning, and he's hoping to follow suit tonight.
He talks?
He does.
Well, I'd say so far this is 0-0, this match right here we're seeing.
But sometimes a 0-0 match can be one of the most exciting you see. Every chance becomes that more intensified. And we could see that as this match progresses. Every pinfall, every submission, gonna feel like it could be the end.
Because I would not say one of these wrestlers has a distinct advantage so far, and we're several minutes into this match.
Absolutely not. They are neck and neck, dead even to this point.
You come to the arena, you expect to see big, bold, and brash, but this has been fantastic to watch these two feel each other out. Makabe looking for a rope. Matthews now shoved into the back corner, comes right back out. A frustrated Makabe breaks the hold and now sets up again.
We talked about
big handful of hair
earlier in the night, the first match this evening between Judas Icarus and Travis Williams. Two opponents who knew each other so well that that match was full of reversals. Well, these are two opponents here right now who don't know each other at all, and yet the IQs in the ring, we're seeing reversals left and right.
Throughout their entire careers.
Stiff into the corner, and I think that's got her phased and dazed, and down into the corner goes Matthews. She wipes some drool away and is trying to find out what day of the week it is.
A drop kick direct to the skull of Nicole Matthews.
Throughout their entire careers, they've both wrestled tons of different versatile styles, different opponents. They're using all of it right here.
Snap. Makabe looking for the pinfall, holds her down all the...
But as soon as she kicks out, he goes right to that wrist lock.
You'll notice as well, he spent much of the early going of this match wrenching limbs, trying to break Nicole down piece by piece. Now that we're a little bit of a ways in and she's looking a little woozy at the moment, it's at this point that Daniel lays in the offense.
He is strategic, he is methodical, he times his attacks like a pitch count, and he only uses what he has to get the win.
Again, reversing the kick to bring Matthews down to the mat. Make this a grappling match once again.
Right back to that ankle. It almost feels like both of them know what the next three moves are going to be. And back to the leg yet again. Wrenching the ankle yet again. The same one. Matthews finds her way to the rope.
If you give Daniel Makabe any sort of opening, he is going to make you pay for it.
He's also been targeting the arm as well as the leg. That has to have an impact future in this match if she's reaching for the rope. Might be a little bit more difficult with busted arm. Back to the arm he goes.
Be a lot more difficult with a busted arm. Matthews has something to prove, as if she's got anything to prove, but she desperately wants this win over Daniel Makabe. She has let that be known over the last couple of weeks on social media. This match mattered.
What a feather in a cap it'll be for her to beat the wrestling genius here at the first ever NEW show.
Her first match in 18 months, her return to the ring. Technically was earlier this afternoon against Veda Scott. We wonder if that plays a part in this match tonight. Does Nicole still have what's left in the tank to pick up the win here, having already been in action this afternoon?
And they're two completely different styled matches. Veda Scott was bold and brash and in her face. Now this so technical, so interesting to watch.
That just speaks to the versatility that she's gone through in her 15-year career in professional wrestling. Any style at all, Nicole Matthews is going to bring it.
Using, the bony is part of the elbow right in the back of the neck.
She has been in the ring with some technical killers in her day. She is one of the many who was not ready for Asuka.
That is correct.
She's also taken on the man.
Indeed, Becky Lynch's first match in the business against none other than Nicole Matthews in Duncan, British Columbia.
And what did I tell you? Mat wrestling and the technical aspect of this match is eventually going to give way to a big shot in the face, and we just saw it from Makabe.
She goes for another one.
Hard off the ropes. Matthews still trying to regain her composure. Ooh, that's a stiff shot. Second one. Now going right into the jawline of Makabe.
This is turning into a brawl real quick. Rolling elbow. Makabe's out on his feet.
And this might favor Matthews a little bit here if she can get away from the technical game, perhaps, and make Makabe meet her in something of a bar brawl.
She is drawing him into a strike fest.
Oh, wonderful shot, strategically placed, and that's gonna stay with Makabe for the rest of the match.
And that's gonna get a big cheer from this crowd in Richmond.
A running drop kick to the left knee, this time to the face. As Makabe slouches down in the corner, he is off his game now.
The
Wrenching that
knees,
knee
the
once
ankles.
again.
Oof, I'll tell you what, they're both going to be walking with a limp tomorrow. Matthews on the offensive, the longest we've seen her on the offensive this match. That's now at the 10-minute mark.
And she is staying focused on that left leg. She's having success with that right now.
Can she make the submission specialist tap out here?
Wouldn't that be a statement if Matthews could submit Makabe at NEW1?
It would take until NEW 10 to shake that off.
Now she's bridging.
He is in definite pain.
Makabe taking out the feet of Matthews to eliminate that bridge.
She never lost control of that leg, though.
I've heard of wrist control. This is ankle control from Nicole Matthews right here.
Makabe desperately trying to get to the rope, instead spins around Matthews, who spins around Makabe.
Snapmare.
Wrenching the arms is Makabe.
Trading waist locks. Oh, and right into the cattle mutilation. Nicole Matthews is in trouble here, guys.
She is. But look at the way she works out of it.
Nice little somersault, turned it into a pinfall situation.
This match has lived up to the hype. Makabe and Matthews won. And if it's the only one, it's one heck of a one.
Almost an inverted crossface there from Nicole Matthews.
Makabe could have easily reached for the rope break, but I think he wanted to show that he didn't need it, that he could fight out of it on his own. And we'll see if that costs him here as Matthews still in control. 2 count on that German suplex.
Crowd firmly behind Nicole Matthews here.
I have been so enamored by how much this fan base has just sat back and enjoyed this skill set. It's the quietest the stadium's been, but yet the most intent the stadium's been tonight.
It's an anticipation. They're waiting for one of these two wrestlers to make that big mistake, which leads to the end of the match. And honestly, they could go all night. I don't know if we'll have that moment here.
We've talked about the precision as they try to pick at joints.
Look at this.
Oh my.
Almost a figure 4 suplex. I don't know if I've ever seen anything like that before.
They don't call him the wrestling genius for nothing. Makabe now with a roll up.
Multiple
Almost
pinning
got it.
combinations from Daniel
Makabe thought he had it for sure.
And the look on his face right now says it all.
If you want to be a wrestling genius, this is where you have to prove it. What's he got in the tank right now? What's he thinking about?
Continue to wrench the limbs of Nicole Matthews.
Matthews back up to her feet, trying to fend off Makabe, who twists the arm.
Looked like a pitcher's wind up on that punch. Missed the mark, and it's Matthews with a strike to the head of Makabe.
Roll over, Northern Light suplex. Oh, but Daniel Makabe's got the leg hooked. Wrenching that ankle.
Working her way towards she gets the rope.
I find it curious how many pinning situations both competitors have shown no interest in pursuing. Rolling over to continue wrenching limbs, continue working body parts, looking for a submission here.
They know what it's going to mean for their opponent if they had to tap out here tonight at NEW1. That's what they want.
Neither of these guys are tapping out, I can assure you that.
In a match of wits between a wrestling genius and a certified ring general in Nicole Matthews, You're right. They do want the other person to say, I give up.
Surprisingly, this match going to the top rope here. Daniel Makabe positioning Nicole Matthews. Is he going to go up after her? You're about to get really far from the mat, Makabe. Telling the crowd he is done messing around.
Top rope for Makabe. Matthews finds it.
Matthews saying, you're just getting started messing around, pal.
Losing a couple IQ points there from the wrestling genius, taking it off the mat and going to the top rope.
And Matthews going up to the second rope, working her way.
Whatever she has planned here looks like it could be devastating.
Oh! Avalanche German suplex from the top.
Wow! What a match!
And you think you spend so much time on the match, doing the mat wrestling, doing the strikes. When you get hit from a big move from the top rope, that could be game over. Nicole Matthews on the top rope. Looking for the moonsault, missed it! Makabe's got to capitalize here.
And that knee of Matthews that Makabe has been working all match long, she is feeling the pain there right now, having missed that moonsault.
That was the first thing to hit the mat.
Makabe's not going to show her any remorse. Oh, spits! These two combatants still going back and forth.
Oh, roll through, looking for that single leg crab,
Wow.
Nicole Matthews.
Makabe's a mile away from any rope.
Nicole Matthews just wrenching at Makabe's face as he's crawling towards the ropes.
He got it. What an impressive battle of attrition these two combatants have had tonight.
If you're Nicole Matthews, how do you shake off this frustration right now?
The perseverance of Daniel Makabe to reach for that rope, but I mentioned earlier, he is a Vancouver Whitecaps fan. Very, very accustomed to feeling pain at sporting events.
Aren't they the hottest team in North America right now?
It's a significant change from their historic position.
Makabe working that arm on Matthews again. You can hear her grimacing in pain.
Rolls through with a pin.
Continuing to wrench the arm. Work that shoulder is Makabe.
Quick count from Josh Ruxtall.
And even with all of the devastating offense we've seen from both parties in this match, neither one of them really looking like they've taken the lead here, as it were.
Daniel Makabe with a wrap-up knee bar. There's the tap.
Had to happen.
Matthews.
Wow, Daniel Makabe finally found a way to win and got Nicole Matthews to tap out at NEW1.
There was nowhere for her to go. He spent the entire match working every single limb. That was game over as soon as he had that thing locked in. She was a kilometer from the ropes.
And I'm shocked, gentlemen. I did not think that Nicole Matthews was going to submit in this match. She has the heart of a warrior.
Something tells me Daniel Makabe is never going to let her forget what happened here tonight.
Oh, just talking to her while she's down. Oh, wow, that's cold-blooded.
Wrestling genius begets wrestling asshole.
So we move from the genius to just an absolutely brute force match. Bishop, one of the most noted wrestlers in the Pacific Northwest, against one of the hottest young talents in this region, one half of Reloaded. Here is Sharif Morrow.
Now the thing about Sharif Morrow, he can tell when you aren't pronouncing his name with the $ in front. And rightfully so, this kid is money.
Big money, Sharif Morrow making his way to the ring. Also, Sans Keyblade at the moment.
Will that tell the tale of what's going to happen here tonight? Sharif Morrow, one of the great tag team competitors working today, but equally dangerous without his tag team partner, Jackie Lee.
Jackie Lee coming out with him.
I think, guys, this is going to be the sleeper match of the night. I don't think there were a lot of people talking about this at the beginning of the night, but Sharif Morrow is athletic and stubborn and gets Big Bad Bishop here tonight.
And Bishop, as you said, a sleeper matchup, Rob, might be a talent that people have come to sleep on in Vancouver. He's been around so long. He's done so much. He's done it all, really. Do we take a talent like him for granted? And is Sharif Morrow ready for what Bishop has to offer?
Years ago, I saw Bishop powerbomb Jackie Lee, and I could swear that was the last we were ever going to see Jackie Lee. It's a devastating powerbomb this man has at his disposal, and Sharif would do well to avoid that during this match.
One thing in talking with all the NEW wrestlers is for the last couple of years, Bishop has kind of gone soft. And he said tonight he was done playing Mr. Nice Guy, that he was getting back to the old Bishop. And if we see that tonight, it could be a long match for one Sharif Morrow.
He did spend some time getting the fans on his side. Obviously, the very popular team, Bishy Wishy, with Fergie. People love them.
Hard not to dance when you see those two take the ring.
But you look
there's no dancing in the spirit of Bishop here tonight.
He is here for pain, and that is the only reason.
The beauty of coming to an NEW match is you get a little bit of everything. We just saw a technically advanced match with Matthews and Makabe. You get the brute force of this. Still to come tonight, Speedball Mike Bailey taking on Artemis Spencer. We haven't even talked about the Wisemen still to come. We've got lots of wrestling still before we roll the credits.
Something tells me we're going to see a limited amount of wrist locks from Bishop in this match.
I don't suspect we will see the same level of targeting joints at all.
Unless the joint is the neck and the targeting is with a big forearm shot.
Though I'm sure he's got a big joint lined up for after the match.
But what would it mean for Sharif Morrow on a night like tonight to get a big victory over Bishop?
This is why I think it's the sleeper. It's a name maker. You talk about Matthews Makabe, you talk about all the stuff that's still to come, and Sharif Morrow gets the golden ticket taking on the seasoned veteran Bishop.
See, and Bishop may have difficulty tracking a much quicker, much smaller opponent, but all he needs to do is hit that one good shot, and this match will go downhill for Sharif in a hurry.
And the power of Bishop has to be startling for a man of Sharif's stature. You heard the smack just as he entered the ring. Never mind any sort of offense in this match as of yet.
Well, Sharif Morrow, you can tell.
Oh, early psychology.
Whoa!
Flipping the bird to the big pile of sexy.
Bish went after it and now finds his way over the top rope. Frustration already, just seconds into the match. The bell rings and we are underway.
It is a classic case of power versus agility. And right now, agility takes the upper hand.
Jumping forearm shot from Sharif Morrow sends Bishop to the ground. Are we going to see him fly?
Bishop still catches a Morrow right outside, but he's caught by the big man, who turns around, and is he going to dump him in the garbage? Where is he going to take Morrow? Oh, Morrow counters.
Narrow escape from Sharif Morrow onto the ring apron.
He could not hit that tope suicida, but he turned it around in the end just the same.
Lining up Bishop now.
Morrow with those koi fish stockings running into Bishop. Powers him up and slams him onto the apron.
Choke slam onto the apron. I'm not sure if you're aware of that. Justin, what is that?
It is the hardest part of the ring, Bowman.
Bingo.
That spot takes weeks, days, even months off of people's careers.
Bishop, the big man, back into the ring. A stern look for everybody. Oh, look at Sharif Morrow battering away.
And the sect of the crowd that loves Bishop is the sect of the crowd that loves violence.
Well, they're getting what they paid for tonight. Morrow putting on everything that he can, but Bishop just so big, so brute.
We talked about the psychological effect of Jackie Lee taking on Veda Scott earlier in the night. Sharif has already seen his tag team partner come up short this evening. Does that fire him up even further to try and come up with a win for Reloaded here tonight?
And perhaps if we come away with both members of Reloaded losing, they might refocus their efforts in the tag team division, which could spell trouble for the Boros twins, for the Illutrod, and the Wisemen.
Absolutely.
Bishop rolling over Morrow. Could it be an early night? No. Sharif getting the shoulder up. Bishop working the room like few can.
Bishop indifferent to that kick out.
He is just getting started. Did not look even remotely frustrated that Sharif was able to kick out of that one.
I like this Bishop better myself. Angry Bishop is a good Bishop. Telling the crowd to pipe down. Oof. Wow.
Sharif Morrow draped over the ring apron, hanging upside down like a vampire.
Wow, that was a chop and a half. Bish gonna bring it back in. Working him across into the opposing turnbuckle. Ooh, as hard as you can go into a turnbuckle. Sharif Morrow, lower back, probably not feeling all that good. Bishop almost toying with a young Sharif Morrow.
That is the power of a player like Bishop. A routine move like an Irish whip can actually be a significant offensive maneuver.
And Sharif Morrow is a long way away from being able to use his speed right now. He is in trouble.
Look at this.
Just like that, a wrestler that can flip that around out of nowhere, float over DDT. Now there's an opening for Sharif Morrow. Can he capitalize?
There is some athleticism in Sharif Morrow. If he can ever get that savvy, that technical savvy, he might be the total package.
Taunting him with 2 fingers now instead of the 1 finger from the opening of the match.
Morrow walked in and flipped the bird to Bish and set the tone right out of the gates.
Bishop looked confident, if not borderline arrogant moments ago. Now he barely knows where he is.
Morrow up to the top, flipping around. Bishop trying to hold him off into the sleeper hold.
He was looking for sliced bread there, Rob. He wasn't able to get it, but this might be even more dangerous.
Bishop struggling with Sharif Morrow on his back with that sleeper.
Grip of an anaconda.
He's fading, guys.
I'm telling you, he's got that locked in.
This crowd can sense this upset coming.
Colton G going to the arm for a second time, and it drops one more, and Morrow's got this match, but Bishop holds on. All of a sudden flips Morrow into a prone position. Big power slam. Bish looks at the crowd and says, I'm back. I heard the alarm clock.
You could see the air rush out of Sharif Morrow. If you look closely, you can see his soul exit his body as well.
Speaking of air exiting the body, however, Sharif was not able to get the submission out of that sleeper, but he did slow Bishop considerably, and that could play into his game here as things go forward.
Massive Vader bomb from Bishop there. Sharif Morrow surprisingly kicking out, and this crowd's getting behind this youngster.
I'm telling you, Sharif's one of the bright young stars in NEW, and you can't look past him, even with a seasoned veteran like Bishop.
Now, he's got Bishop frustrated right now. Is that better or worse for his chances of winning? Because a frustrated Bishop, not something I want to be across the ring from.
Absolutely. A man like that is only going to become more dangerous the angrier he gets. And another bird flipped at Bishop, who grabs the finger and snaps it.
Uh-oh, this is a vulnerable spot for Morrow. This could be the end of the evening. He's got him up. Bishop, this could be the closing statement.
Jackknife position.
Toying with Sharif Morrow, parading him around the ring on display. Will he be able to hit the powerbomb here? If he does, that's game over.
Oh, Morrow's able to hook the top rope, and Bish, who could have slammed him down, didn't, and now takes a kick into the midsection.
The situational awareness of Sharif Morrow to hook his legs on the turnbuckle to escape that predicament, that's super impressive. That's a veteran move.
Well, Bishop, without the veteran presence, when he had him, he could have knocked him out, and instead, taunting, and Morrow, oh, look at that move!
A Canadian destroyer.
He got the pinfall!
The victory!
Sharif Morrow with a top rope code red, shocking!
Wow!
And this crowd is loving it.
One of the biggest upsets that we'll see all year as the young upstart Sharif Morrow picks up a very big name-making victory over Bishop.
I guarantee you the next time Bishop has somebody positioned for the powerbomb, he's going to hit it rather than parade around the ring and give Sharif Morrow that one opportunity to climb back in this match, and that's exactly what he did. There's your winner right there. Big things coming from this guy in NEW.
Ladies and gentlemen, this tag team match is scheduled for one fall. Please welcome to the ring. From East Vancouver Suri, respectively, with a weight of
Now I
400
mentioned as
pounds.
much as people love Elliott, Tyler, and Fergie, they equally hate these men. The despicable Wisemen. Billy Swade, Tony Baroni, brought to the ring. I see a Travis Williams back there. Just reprehensible people.
Wait a second. Is that a triple shot of Hennessy in the snifter of Uncle Daddy Tony Baroni? You can't drink in here tonight.
We don't have a liquor license. He's going to get this show shut down.
Referee, do your job.
Tony Baroni. I'll tell you what, you cannot take your eyes off of the fact that they do have a third leg to the tripod. Travis Williams.
And I said it about Travis Williams earlier. I will say it about the entire Wisemen group. Earned arrogance.
These are three men for whom the party does not stop. As you can see, Baroni with the snifter at ringside. 18 months off might not have been long enough for these gentlemen.
And it is a three-person love fest with the Wisemen, but only a three-person love fest. Everybody else hates these guys.
Well, the Wisemen, they fight dirty and they fight to win by any means necessary. Tony Baroni and Billy Swade, the beautiful one, assisted by Travis Williams.
We do see, however, Tony Baroni with that left leg wrapped up above the knee.
Ooh, good
He
eye.
might be coming into this match a little bit banged up, fellas, and we will look and see if Elliott Tyler and Fergie can take advantage of
Wait
an
a
injured
second.
opponent.
Tony Baroni just took down that whole triple of Hennessy in one shot.
I've heard rumors about what the Wisemen get up to after the shows and on Friday and Saturday nights. That was nothing to him.
Boy, he didn't even cough after he drank. Oh, there it is. Well, now we're going to get a look at a team that can really get a crowd fired up.
It is party time. Entering to the party boy sounds of Rick James. You know who this is, and these people have been waiting a long time to dance and celebrate the return of Fergie.
I don't know too many more wrestlers that are more over right now than Fergie as the big man makes his way into the ring along with Elliott Tyler.
It is impossible not to feel that funk when Fergie comes to the ring. This crowd jumping and dancing. Heck, I'm dancing on the commentary table right now too,
Is that what you call that?
Fergie, he's a big guy, but one thing to remember about him, he is surprisingly agile, like Bam Bam Bigelow and Vader before him. But can you imagine those two dancing their way to the ring and exciting the crowd like Fergie's doing right now?
His own tag partner doesn't seem like he knows what to make of it.
It is a Richmond love fest for Fergie right now.
Baroni and Swade are in the ring doing their thing. Fergie's gonna go out and high-five everybody in the parking lot.
Didn't get a high five from him. That's okay, we're a little bit far away. I'm sure I'll get one after the show.
This is gonna be a party.
High five from Fergie just has a certain power. And how's he gonna tag Elliott Tyler into the ring? With a high five. Every tag is a hot tag when Fergie's
What
the
do
one
we
doing
got
the tag.
here? A little cowboy. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that's new ring attire as well for the Big Beef.
It is, yes.
That's right.
Taking some Western influence here. Cowboys so hot right now. Probably used all that time off over the last 18 months to brush up on the films of Sergio Leone, among others.
Now he picked up a new shirt. Let's see if he picked up any new skills or any new moves in his time off.
Travis Williams, the Golden Boy, not impressed by the antics of Fergie.
Not impressed perhaps with the shirt of Elliott Tyler either. Golden Boy, quite a fashionista of his own. Not wearing that golden jacket at the moment, but it's not too far away, I don't imagine.
Elliott Tyler blown away by the reception here.
Hey, you got to remember, Elliott Tyler is usually the party guy, so the fact that he's with Fergie, little Justin Timberlake, Janet Jackson moment here at NEW1.
Fortunately, that wardrobe functioned just fine.
Tony Baroni pointing over at Fergie and Elliott Tyler. We're ready to go.
Two of the most beloved talents that this scene has produced in the last 5 years, if not the last decade.
Versus two of the most despised.
And this crowd is already into this match before a single strike has been thrown.
Now, Billy Swade, I remember years ago when the crowd loved him as well, and he appreciated their support. But ever since he joined up with the Wisemen and he has that stronger edge, it's been all uphill for Billy Swade since.
Billy Swade trying to lock in with Elliott Tyler. Oh, but you don't mess with Billy Swade. Swade has got a little bit of everything, but it is just straight raw energy from Elliott Tyler. This is going to be fun to watch.
Swade playing mind games early on. Locking up the right arm, or left arm, sorry, of Elliott Tyler. Wrenching that neck in a headlock now, going to the back, but it's Elliott Tyler able to break out, doing a little bit of a strut.
Oh, and Fergie loves that on the apron.
He's not the only one who can play head games, Billy Swade. Beef Boy throwing it right back.
Oh, we could have a strut off here in the middle of the ring. Billy says he's the king of the strut.
Crowd chanting strut.
Oh, look at those small steps.
Tiny steps.
That's garbage strutting.
That's conserving energy. Oh, there you go.
I kind of like the small steps. Now both of them strutting around the ring, and they finally lock in.
Now it's Beef Boy locking in the headlock.
Billy Swade still not able to let go that he lost that strut off. Elliott Tyler doing a great job to maintain that headlock.
Billy Swade, of course, known for his speed, his agility, another high-flying talent here in NEW. And Elliott Tyler trying to slow him right down.
Elliott Tyler also known for his speed and agility, but one thing he has over every single talent in NEW, his perseverance.
He's got heart.
He's got heart.
He might not be the biggest wrestler in that locker room, but nobody in this company has a bigger heart than Elliott Tyler.
So I want to ask a question of you guys. Everybody knows him watching here tonight that he used to go by the moniker Beef Boy and decided he wanted to drop the moniker and go by his real name, Elliott Tyler. Why would you ever give up on Beef Boy?
I'm sure we will still be hearing chants of beef, beef, beef from this crowd as this match rolls on.
Also, who knows what the last 18 months have looked like for the formerly known as Beef Boy, Elliott Tyler. Could be seeing a new attitude from him tonight. Who knows?
Well, it's the first time I've seen him in a cowboy apparel as well, so a new look.
I'm sure he picked up a lot more than just a new shirt.
Well, that's a nice move right there.
Maybe some sort of identity crisis going on for this young man. He's still young. He's still trying to sort out who he is.
One of the bright young talents in the Pacific Northwest, taking on one of the most noted in Billy Swade, still in the middle of the ring. Neither Tony Baroni or Fergie have been tagged in so far.
And of course, when you are a young man like Elliott Tyler is, you learn so much about yourself, both as a wrestler and a human being, when you travel the world to refine your craft, when you take a trip to Japan, when you take a trip down to Mexico. The last 18 months, he has not been able to do that. Beef Boy, or perhaps Elliott Tyler, I should say, plenty to figure out.
It's going to take some getting used to, but I'm sure the name Elliott Tyler is something we're going to be hearing a lot here in NEW.
There's no doubt about it. There is such a good young core of talent in NEW, a perfect blend with the seasoned veterans. We haven't even heard from some of the roster. We've still got Sloan, Rhea Von Slasher still to come. We've got a bunch of people down in Mexico. Liza Hall, the women's division's one of the best in the entire Pacific Northwest. So October 9th, you'll want to circle your calendar to see all of that talent as well.
There's a lot to look forward to for fans of independent professional wrestling in the Pacific Northwest, and NEW leading the charge.
It's always a great sign. You know, we talked about this with All Elite Wrestling, All Out the other night. How healthy is a company when you have star talents that can't even make it onto a card? What a embarrassment of riches we have here in NEW.
There's no Randy Myers tonight. There's no Alex Plexus, and still a card for the ages.
The big hosses in the ring now. Fergie and Tony Baroni trading giant clotheslines with each other. Neither of them giving an inch. This is impressive.
Wow.
two big trucks colliding in the ring. Down go the straps.
Trading forearm strikes.
Baroni misses. Fergie with a big shoulder that knocks Baroni down.
Both their chests looking NEW red right now.
Fergie gonna take the big man up right to the top of the Richmond Center. Drops them all the way to the bottom floor.
What impressive power from Fergie.
Gotta get that parking validated.
Of course, Baroni, with all that Hennessy in his gut right now, might not have even felt that at all.
Fergie with a splash.
Baroni rolling right outside, trying to regain his wits as Travis Williams fans him down.
Elliott Tyler wants in. Will Fergie tag him? You bet he will.
Strategy session outside from the Wisemen.
We see a double team maneuver from these two.
Wait a second. Tyler's on all fours.
That is the opposite of what I expected.
Fergie, the big man, uses him up and ends up breaking Tyler's back. And Baroni's the first one to laugh. Can hardly catch his breath. No, the entire Wiseman going back down to the floor.
You have to.
I think they figured out a game plan for this.
You have to admire the heart of Elliott Tyler just to think he could do that.
You have to admire the kidneys, too, that they haven't both collapsed inside of his chest.
How about that? Elliott Tyler, all three of the Wisemen now on the floor.
And Fergie igniting the crowd. People love it.
A little dance in the ring, perhaps acting as motivation to fuel his partner on the outside as well. Elliott Tyler hearing those cheers just the same as Fergie. It's Tyler now up to the top rope, or middle rope, I should say.
Billy Swade read that like a one-page book and ends up flushing Tyler to the ground, and now a stiff boot right to the chops. Baroni off the ropes. Big knee right to the shoulder of Tyler.
No way that's going to be it. I saw Elliott Tyler years ago lose to Bishop in Abbotsford in less than 1 minute. For most wrestlers, that would have been it. But he persevered, he came back, and he's had such a great career here in the Pacific Northwest.
And he's still got a lot more career to give.
So many classic matches already at this stage in his young career. Many of them against Travis Williams or Judas Icarus.
All those men very familiar with each other. Elliott Tyler, big forearm shots to Billy Swade now, off the ropes. Big back elbow from Billy Swade, immediately getting position back.
You might not look it when you just size him up stature-wise, but this is a kid who can get hardcore.
Swade now tagging out as Tony Baroni back in.
Elliott Tyler has spent many nights picking thumbtacks out of his flesh. You're not going to beat a guy like that on a knee drop.
Well, you don't know until you try.
I guess so.
It's funny, Elliott Tyler wanted the tag from Fergie, but since he's come into the ring, not a lot of offense, and been taking some pretty stiff shots from both Billy Swade and Tony Baroni. And now, as the ref Josh Ruckstall stopping Fergie. Boy, the wise men are doing their things. They're up to their old tricks again.
They have not missed a beat. 18 months off, this team still absolutely in sync, even if the crowd hates to see it.
Tyler, right into the arm, and that's going to sting. Uncle Daddy. What's he got next in the bag of tricks? He's got the big man up, and a backbreaker. Sends Tyler to the canvas again.
Fergie reaching for that tag. Can Tyler get back to his feet?
Oh, Tyler's in trouble. That's that same area where Fergie stepped on earlier when they went for that move to the outside. Baroni just raining down fists on Elliott Tyler. Looking to wear him down the reverse chin lock. Fergie smashing on the turnbuckle, trying to get the crowd engaged. They are going for it. Everybody's rooting on Elliott Tyler right now.
Baroni, of course, and Billy Swade as well, 2 of the 4 pillars of the Lionsgate Dojo, responsible for training so much of this talent we've seen here tonight.
One of the big sponsors of this night, NEW1, the ring provided by the Lionsgate Dojo.
He's got to be disgusted by the fact that a talent that he trained himself thinks can step to him in the ring like this.
But the master never tells his student everything. So we'll wait and see if Tony Baroni's got one of those secrets still to come.
Baroni calling out that he's taking Elliott Tyler to Suplex City. That remains to be seen.
Tyler with the headbutt. Oh, Baroni goes down to the canvas. Right back up with a stiff shot. Baroni's going to try it again. You mentioned, Justin, that thigh was taped up. Will that be a factor in this?
Has not played a part as of yet. In fact, I was noticing Elliott Tyler, when he was down and just kicking wildly, was laying it in perhaps to the wrong knee.
Has to be a mistake on Elliott Tyler's behalf right now to not go for that bullseye on Tony Baroni's left leg.
See what he's got here. Oh my goodness!
Blockbuster.
The question after the move is, can Elliott Tyler make his way over to Fergie?
So much damage has been done to his midsection. Every single breath has to be hurting Elliott Tyler right now. He's going to need every breath in his body to get to the ropes.
Right side of the ring to make the stop, but both men now going for the tag, and we got fresh partners in on either side.
Shot from Fergie sends Billy Swade down to the mat. Fergie dancing. Well, he's got the big man and drops him hard. And Baroni wincing in pain is Fergie, the first one to take advantage of that thigh injury. It could be a hamstring.
Fergie sending Baroni face first into the nethers of his tag partner here tonight.
And then following up on that facial attack with his fists.
As the big man taking control.
Billy Swade, maybe not the best idea to yell before attacking Fergie from behind.
Just a big old slap to the face, and that sent Fergie off. Swade into the corner. That's not where you want to be with the big man on the second rope.
Fergie's tights, of course, covered in food, and the big man's got this crowd eating out of the palm of his hand right now.
He is in firm control of this match, letting Elliott Tyler plenty of time to recuperate on the outside.
Fergie handling both of the Wisemen right now who are at the canvas. Swade, as you can see, still trying to find his way back as Fergie puts up the big man Baroni.
Big sidewalk slam from Fergie.
You're right. You mentioned early that Fergie's got some agility, and we've seen it. Finally, the tag to Tyler. But Tyler still looks like he's at about 50% battery.
I don't know how smart that was to tag out to Elliott Tyler. Fergie was firmly in control, and Tyler took a lot of damage earlier on from these men.
Oh, after hitting Baroni, Swade says enough is enough.
Sliced bread on Elliott Tyler. Brings Fergie into the ring.
Full Nelson bomb by Fergie.
Baroni getting in on Fergie. Oh, he's going to lift the big man up. Look at that.
Driver.
The
wow.
Power of Tony Baroni.
Well, if his hamstring's an issue, he proved that he's going to fight through the pain.
Ring bell is in the ring.
Travis Williams putting a weapon in play.
Referee looking away from this situation. Baroni.
Watch out, watch out.
Oh, no. Tyler turns and hits Fergie with the bell. Baroni taking full advantage as the Wisemen do.
That's got to be it for Fergie in this match.
Fergie looks out.
Double team attack from the Wisemen. That could be it. Elliott Tyler has taken a lot of damage so far. That's all she wrote.
Wow, the Wisemen taking advantage of a miscue from Elliott Tyler. A big win at NEW1 over both Tyler and Fergie.
Cannot spell Wisemen without W, guys.
And that's classic trickery from the Wisemen tonight, fellas. I hate to give them credit, but very smart stuff from those two to get Elliott Tyler locked in a tug of war over a dangerous object and then simply let go. so that Beef Boy's own momentum would carry him backwards into his own partner.
I think we need to alert the nearby watering holes in Richmond because those guys are going to be out celebrating tonight, and someone's going to jail.
Big win for the Wisemen. They make a statement that they are the tag team to chase in NEW. In the middle of the ring, you've got Elliot Tyler trying to console Fergie.
And those two just could not get on the same page tonight. We saw it earlier.
Costly mistake.
When they went for that double team maneuver to the outside.
Fergie looks a little disappointed right now.
You need to be firmly aligned on all fronts in order to beat the Wisemen. Oh,
wait a second.
Wait a second. Okay.
Fergie's still upset. He's incensed that Elliot Tyler hit him with that ring bell.
It was an honest mistake. This should not be the dissolution of a friendship between two great guys. I'll vouch for both of them. I go way back with both of these fellas.
They're hugging it out. Okay. Cooler heads are prevailing. This is good. The crowd's looking. Oh no!
Oh!
Belly to belly suplex from Fergie.
What? Wait a second.
What? I can't believe what I'm seeing here.
And just like that, this crowd has turned on him.
As he thrusts the pelvis right at this crowd. And he's not
going
done.
For more. He's going for more.
He is not done.
Someone's got to get out here.
I cannot believe one of the most revered wrestlers in the entire region has turned on Elliot Tyler and has taken him to the woodshed.
We saw Icarus earlier. The NEW roster now has another Judas.
Oh,
and
boy.
He may not want to go by that moniker any longer, but Fergie telling Elliot Tyler, you and me, we've got beef, boy.
I cannot believe on the very first show we have seen Fergie go rogue.
I guess the party's over and the mayhem has just begun.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is our final match and our main event of New One, scheduled for one fall. Please welcome to the ring.
This match has been anticipated since the press release went out. One of the hottest talents in North America in Richmond, British Columbia tonight. It is Speedball Mike Bailey at NEW1.
Crowd-loving Brass Monkey by the Beastie Boys. They are singing along. They're having a great time.
From Montreal, Quebec, Canada, he is considered one of the most sought-out indie wrestlers in North America. Tonight, he's making his NEW debut, weighing in at 185 pounds. Here is Speedball Mike Bailey.
And there he is, Speedball Mike Bailey, one of the most popular and dangerous independent wrestlers in the world today.
Speedball said, no problems. I am happy to become one of the most famous names in the Canadian scene, and he has done exactly that.
Speedball Mike Bailey has it all. He is a 10 out of 10, and this might be one of the biggest challenges Artemis Spencer has ever faced.
Two incredible athletes main eventing NEW1. You could not ask for a better match.
And now introducing his opponent.
And you have to remember, as gifted as Mike Bailey is in the martial arts, so too is Artemis Spencer, who is also a very revered specialist when it comes to jiu-jitsu and martial arts. This is a really intriguing matchup.
Considered by me to be one of the best technical wrestlers in the Pacific Northwest, he is the former ECCW champion, Defy champion, and NWA Canadian heavyweight champion from Maple Ridge, BC, weighing in at 185 pounds. Here is Artemis Spencer!
Artemis Spencer, beloved by this crowd, and with good reason. If you are a wrestling fan in the Pacific Northwest, if you're a wrestling fan in British Columbia, if you're a wrestling fan in Vancouver, this man has put on some of the best matches you've had the chance to see in the last 10 years.
He is the measuring stick in this region. Any wrestler that comes to the Pacific Northwest has to go through Artemis Spencer.
He's had classics with Sammy Guevara. He's had classics with Matt Riddle. Tonight, we are about to see a classic against Speedball Mike Bailey.
Spencer has been so dominant for so many years, you almost take him for granted. But tonight, you get an instant classic. Before they even lock up, you know what you're going to get here from Speedball Mike Bailey. And you know what you're going to get from Artemis Spencer.
There was huge anticipation for NEW1, Rob, from the moment the show was announced. But the moment this match was announced, that anticipation went to a completely different level.
Speedball Mike Bailey
acquainting himself with the audience.
And they have waited for this match. Artemis Spencer patiently waiting as well. And I don't know if this is the first tactic that we've seen in this match, but Mike Bailey saying, you're going to do this on my terms.
A little bit of gamesmanship from Speedball.
Tucking away his gi before we can get started.
The bell has rung and the main event is underway at NEW1. Spencer, Bailey, now.
So many competitors have taken their time trying to get locked up in the early stages of the matches that we've seen so far tonight. I wonder if these two men, once we get the handshake out of the way, come out flying right out the gate.
This sellout crowd is in for a treat.
There we go, quick strikes right off the hop as Speedball takes advantage. A little showmanship with some unnecessary flips there. My goodness, the speed of this match already.
When you're looking to gain a psychological edge that early, it's all necessary. Artemis Spencer taking a moment to think about it. A little siesta on the outside, walking through the crowd.
Well, you got to remember, this is a big match for Spencer as well. This is home turf. This is where he reigns supreme. Mike Bailey is from Quebec, from Montreal, and Artemis has got to be feeling the pressure of representing British Columbia. Spencer making his way back into the ring, sizing up Speedball Mike Bailey.
Bailey all smiles after that initial exchange.
Artemis Spencer, a champion up and down the West Coast, has not been able to defend his titles south of the border because of course, travel restrictions during the pandemic. Is that playing a factor in his mind right now? Talked about ring rust and other competitors over the course of the evening.
There are some Speedball fans here tonight in Richmond.
Speedball playing right to him. And what does that mean for Artemis Spencer? One of the most popular wrestlers in the Pacific Northwest. And here comes Speedball Mike Bailey, stealing part of his audience.
And that might be a bigger shot to Artemis Spencer than any chops to the chest in the early going of this match.
Already up there reclaiming his position at the top of the Pacific Northwest on those turnbuckles.
His pride has been challenged early.
This is a match that can go so many different ways. It's a 5-star match tonight in Richmond. Speedball and Artemis Spencer.
You just feel that anticipation when they get close to locking up.
I said it earlier in the night, but this is the king of the East Coast taking on the king of the West Coast. Who is the best independent wrestler in Canada? We will find out before the night is done.
Is it that big? Are we on to this stage? Somebody's walking out as the best in Canada?
I really believe so.
It's NEW1, Rob. Of course we are.
I'll take it. I got my pen dripping with ink right now. We'll lock them all in if we have to. Speedball on top. Artie trying to work out from the canvas.
Both these men excellent mat wrestlers.
This is almost going to feel part wrestling, part mixed martial arts. We have seen so many different styles tonight. What a thrill to be able to bring you NEW1.
And everybody here knows that Artemis Spencer can wrestle all of those styles in the same match. He's got a very deep well.
First time these two combatants have ever met. Stiff shot from Bailey, blocked by Spencer. This does not feel like your normal wrestling match tonight.
Well, the anticipation of the crowd, you can hear a pin drop.
And it is not for lack of excitement. Everybody in this building on the edge of their seat right now. We sold them the whole thing. They only need the edge.
619 action from Artie catching the speedball.
He went over the top rope. That's a 719.
I'll take it. Spencer up high, little slip, but he gets right back to the top rope. Met by Bailey, takedown. Speedball right back up. Oh, Artie with a chop. They're going to use every inch of this ring. You
Artemis
better believe
Spencer,
it.
so agile.
Shot hard right onto the jawline of Speedball Mike Bailey. Pin, 1, 2.
Frustration from Speedball now heading to the outside for a little siesta.
We haven't seen Speedball Mike Bailey tested like this very often. He has run roughshod on the East Coast, but tonight in Richmond, he's got a challenge.
Oh, big kick.
Again,
So
Rob,
dangerous.
Another first-time matchup. These two have never faced each other before.
The frustration from the Speedball.
You have to know with both of their reputations, they are very, very familiar with you.
Back up to the ropes. Ooh, double knees right to the chest.
The aggression starting to come out on the faces of both men.
We've
They
seen, yeah, we've
are done playing around. There was perhaps some good spirits between the two of them as competitors to start that is quickly deteriorating.
We've seen that frustration early. That just tells you how much both these guys want to win the main event here tonight.
Oh boy, that's a big lead kick. Right to the chest of Spencer.
And staring him down right afterwards for a psychological edge too. Snapmare.
Kick right to the spine. As there were a number of Speedball fans in this audience about 10 minutes ago, there might not be too many right now.
Working that lower back right now on Artemis Spencer. When Speedball Mike Bailey was announced, everybody wondered who was going to be his combatant, but there was no doubt that it had to be Artemis Spencer.
Like I said, Rob, this guy's the measuring stick in the Pacific Northwest. If a big talent's coming through, they're going to have to wrestle Artemis Spencer.
Shot. Everything has been stiff in this match so far. Right back from Spencer.
Just trading forearms back and forth. 3 in a row from Mike Bailey.
And just like earlier, we saw an early technical strategy devolve into a brawl before our very eyes. These are some heavy hitters.
Oh, a little. Almost challenged Mike Spencer, who said, give me your best.
He does not look impressed.
And you can see on their faces that every strike back and forth is like a revelation. As these two get to know each other, as you were about to say, Bowman.
They are getting to know each other real quick.
Oh, boy. Speedball playing dirty. Spencer out of the way. And a kick that drops Bailey.
A running knee from Artemis Spencer as he takes control once again. Big boot to the chest.
He can grapple, he can strike, he can fly. Artemis Spencer, an incredible talent. Stiff right hand.
Bailey hanging on the top rope. Spencer's now going to go right up to the top and walk the line. Oh, what a maneuver that has Bailey grimacing in pain.
Top rope senton while Mike Bailey draped over the rope. That might be it.
Bailey's arm looked like it was wrenched dangerously in those ropes before Artie even took the turnbuckle.
You feel like there's two games going on, the standard wrestling match and then the mental mind game. All these guys anticipating their next move.
And that's when the strikes come in, and that psychological edge, a lot easier to get when you're kicking the crap out of your opponent, Rob.
Both of their chests cherry red at this point.
There were plenty of smiles and respect on the faces of these two competitors before this match started. There is a lot of hatred in the eyes of these men now.
Because you can watch all the tape, you can watch all the film, but until you're in the ring with somebody, that's when you find out what they're all about.
Spencer, Speedball Mike Bailey. What a main event to cap off NEW1 here tonight in Richmond.
As every single blow that Mike Bailey lands, he looks shocked that Artie has the heart to get back to his feet.
Oh my goodness. Kicking the air right out of his lungs.
I'm in awe, gents. I knew this was going to be good. I didn't know it was going to be this good.
Absolutely devastating offense from Speedball Mike Bailey.
Bailey sizing up Spencer, who finally gets back to his feet. Yet another devastating kick, and it almost seems like it's upsetting Spencer, who now comes back with a couple of kicks of his own, a third.
He'll take one to give three, Rob.
Both these warriors showing off so many different skill sets. The martial arts, the ability to wrestle.
As you can see the welts beginning to form on the chest of Artemis Spencer. He has taken some devastating blows already in this match, but somehow it's he who has the upper hand right now. And oh my goodness, a running drop kick that takes them both to the outside.
I got a feeling Spencer's going to be on the outside in a second as well. Right through the ropes into Mike Bailey.
A tope suicida.
Again, saying he's not going to do it a second time. Over the top rope.
Tope con hero.
Oh, Mike Bailey.
Artemis Spencer taking a moment to soak in the adulation from the crowd, and that is all Mike Bailey needed for an incredible moonsault to the outside. Wow.
A middle rope moonsault. Incredible stuff. And you're right, this crowd was finally starting to fire up Artemis Spencer once again. Mike Bailey knew he had to put a stop to that right away.
Both Spencer and Bailey gasping for air, trying to find solace, reprieve in a match for the ages.
Referee at count 5.
Surely they'll find their way back into the ring. Both of them know what is at stake. An opportunity to win a main event at NEW1.
At this point, you want to take as much of that 10 count as you can to recuperate before you get back in that ring.
Cannot imagine.
And again, dead even. Neither man with the upper hand. They are neck and neck all the way along. They know they stopped the count. It's time to head right back outside.
This is chess. And that was chest.
Bailey's gonna get his kick. Right again on Spencer's cherry red chest. Look at the kick marks. This is more than just a match at this point.
There are no championship titles on the line here tonight, Rob. We do not have belts in NEW as of yet, but sometimes fighting for pride can be even bigger than fighting for a belt.
I have never seen so many stiff shots from Artemis Spencer. He's given, he's taken, and Mike Bailey has gone blow for blow. Wow.
Neither man really even seeming fazed by the offense they're taking. They just want the opportunity to trade it right back.
This is a brutal matchup of can you top this? Crowd in Richmond loves this slugfest.
Talked about the respect that these two had early in the match that slowly deteriorated. into hatred. I think the more shots they exchange without either of them going down, that respect is coming right back.
Mike Bailey on the apron, double knees right into the chest. High-risk maneuver, and Bailey knocks it out of the park.
And you think of all the damage that's been done to that chest with those devastating kicks from Mike Bailey. That had to have a huge impact.
Spencer at the top. Bailey trying to finesse him, but Spencer gets the takedown. Spencer with a fourth straight opportunity to drop a pinfall. Nobody can get that third call.
That is just how quickly these two could shift their strategies. They were kicking the crap out of each other's chests moments ago. Now they're going for pinfall attempts.
Spencer, Speedball up. But Speedball found him. Full 360 right onto the chest. I don't know how much more punishment Spencer can take to that chest.
Standing moonsault, double knees to the already heavily damaged red chest of Artemis Spencer.
Bailey now has Spencer up to the top rope again.
He was looking for this not long ago. Let's see if he can get it this time.
And
he
did.
does.
That has to be it. Spencer kicks out. Bailey's got to be frustrated. He knew he had that one in the bag.
As Speedball goes back to the top rope.
360 double knees into the back.
Shooting
this
star knee
has
driver.
to be it. Spencer's got a grip on the rope.
The ring awareness of Artemis Spencer, incredible to see. And Mike Bailey about to rip out his hair. What do you do now if you're Mike Bailey?
A younger man, some of the younger talent that we've seen so far this evening might not have the mind to grab that rope, might not know exactly where they are. That is the veteran prowess of a man like Artemis Spencer, who's been in countless situations like this before.
Bailey sizing up Spencer, who is absolutely efforting for every breath he takes. What a match.
Bailey's gonna have to go deep into his bag of tricks now.
Bailey looking at the crowd.
Looking out at the crowd that's increasingly in support of Artemis Spencer. How do you not respect the damage he's taken and how he keeps coming forward?
As Speedball almost in shock that they're not cheering for him.
Oh, Spencer caught him, now has him gripped by the hair. He's got a handful of toupee.
This stage of the match, a springboard is such a dangerous maneuver, and we're about to see why.
Oh, the weight of the canvas.
What a Spanish fly.
Two again. Bailey kicks out, and Spencer not wasting any moment. He knows every second so valuable. He's going to go up again.
Spencer staying on top of him, not being frustrated.
And Bailey says, no, sorry.
Savvy maneuver from Speedball there to get himself out of harm's way. He knew he was one move away from this match being over.
Both of these wrestlers have been inches away from defeat.
We saw and have seen both of these men putting their hearts on full display, just eating offense back and forth and standing and taking it for their opportunity to give it right back. Perhaps a little bit of cowardice from Speedball Mike Bailey the later we get into this match.
They're out by the merchandise table. They're at the back. They're near the front entrance.
Getting up close and personal with the NEW fans.
Speedball and Artemis back and forth. Wait a second. Spencer trying to size him up. Bailey sitting down in row 7 right now, taking more kicks and more kicks. Spencer wants the crowd involved.
And he does not have to work hard to get them involved.
Up and through the table he goes!
I hope you bought a t-shirt at intermission.
I hope they have inventory for that merch.
Unbelievable maneuver. Bailey can't believe that Spencer went right through the table.
Artemis Spencer's leg twitching as he gets back to his feet.
Speedball very quickly understands that if he gets back into the ring, he might be able to get a count out.
And he has no problem taking a win from a count out.
Spencer in the 6th, maybe the 7th row at this point.
Crowd rallying behind him, trying to get him back into the ring.
Trying to find his way back to the ring. Trying to find the just resolve to one more time get back into that ring with Speedball Mike Bailey and somehow find a way to a victory tonight.
It is a miracle that Artie can even stand right now.
Count at 7.
Never mind move his feet as he inches closer.
Mike Bailey thinks he's got this.
Artie just beat the count that was at 9, and Speedball grabs him by the hair. No, they can't possibly be going back up to the top rope again.
He broke the count. Speedball's looking to break his spirit.
Speedball showing his true colors the later we get in this match. Running to the outside, hoping to take a count-out victory.
What a forearm shot from the top rope. The gas in the crowd.
Perhaps honor flies out the window when you realize you've met your match.
A big slap to the face. And now a stiff elbow. Another one. Face to face, and boy, Spencer.
He is in a precarious position now.
Possibly take any more. Just more punishment to the chest. One kick after another. Spencer in a very prone position, now taking shots right to the neck, the ear. But Spencer refusing to give up, and now a stiff shot to Bailey, and another one.
What perseverance from Artemis Spencer.
Headbutt. Both of these guys have been on the 2nd or 3rd turnbuckle for well over a minute now. And now, digging in deep. Oh my goodness. Speedball had visions of a suplex from the top rope, but slips. Spencer now gonna go up to the top shelf. Stands upright, can't believe the opportunity in front of him. And 2 knees right to the back of the Speedball. Right on the top of the head, Spencer could have gone for the pinfall, but he's going right back upstairs again.
He wants to end this very hotly contested matchup with a flourish, and there it was.
He got him! Unbelievable match.
Incredible. And this crowd is on their feet at the gaming stadium in Richmond. Wrestling is back in the Pacific Northwest.
They cannot believe what they've just seen, and to be perfectly honest with you boys, neither can I. I talked about this before the match as a matchup between the 2 kings of Canada in the independent scene. Artemis Spencer has just crowned himself as the top talent in this country.
We'll be back on October the 9th for NEW2 on behalf of all of the sponsors, everybody from the gaming stadium, Jordan Bowman, Justin Morissette. I am Rob Fai. Good night from NEW1.